Okay, cool. All right. John,
That should be your intro.
what's up, dude?
What's up, man?
That was good, huh?
That was a good
I
one.
felt like that was a good stretch. It's like
Definitely.
one of those stretches where you're stretching, you're like, you feel like a new person
It's
afterwards.
like you gain like an inch or two. You like,
Hey, dude, sometimes you do gain. Have you ever gained an inch from stretching?
yes. I literally walk around. I was like, yeah, I'm having a tall day today. Like, today I'm like
What's all day?
For real. Today I'm legit 5'11". All right, like,
Dude, what's up, buddy? I haven't seen you in forever.
yeah, no,
I'm excited.
yeah, me
I'm
too.
excited. So, for people who don't know, John and I met at John's gym. John competed at the same tournament I did. This tournament
Yeah, yeah,
in Ardmore, Oklahoma. Fuck it, let's jump right into that.
yeah.
You damn near died, and
Yes,
it
I
wasn't
did.
even from the sport itself.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell
So
us about that.
I had during my first fight, I had acute renal failure. So
Break that down.
yeah, so essentially my kidneys were failing. They were spiking. I was producing too much creatinines, the proteins in my body. They weren't being processed fast enough. And it all stems back from I was born like this. A lot of people don't know. You know, like Achilles has that one heel. I have one kidney that's smaller than the other one. So,
What should your Greek mythology name be?
dunamis.
Dudamus.
Yeah.
Dudamus.
Yeah, it means power of God. So
Okay.
when you want to do something,
Where's that come from?
it's Greek.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Just right off the... Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It means power. It means the power of God. When you do something, like you willed it.
Hell yeah. So you're born with one smaller kidney than the other.
Yep. My right kidney is smaller than my left one, and so my left one tries to do the work for my right kidney, and my right kidney tries to keep up with my left.
Damn.
Yep.
But that's never... I mean, that hasn't held you back at all in life.
No, I didn't know I had that issue until I was 17.
And how'd you find out?
I had like a similar issue go on.
Okay.
I had like a real bad pain and stuff like that, and they went to check me out, and it was like, your kidney functions look terrible. Like you have kidney function like a 70-year-old. It was like, you need to do something, or you're gonna be on dialysis as a 18-year-old. And so I stopped taking supplements. Think because I used to like protein shakes, stuff like that. I stopped doing all of that because my doctor was like, you don't need it. You're gonna be whatever size you're gonna be. You have to earn it. Like, so.
So you stopped taking all the supplements.
Mm-hmm.
17 years old. And
Oh, and I can't eat chocolate too often either.
You can't eat chocolate?
Not really.
Chocolate fucks with your kidneys?
I guess so.
Why?
I have no idea. It's just the chemicals, I guess, breakdown of the chocolate itself. I can eat dark chocolate, but you will rarely catch me eating like
Milk chocolate?
Yep.
Like regular chocolate? Like sweet chocolate?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. And then, but it hasn't kept, it hasn't kept you from doing anything.
No, not at all.
So you've played international football.
Yep.
So you played in China?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you played China. Played China. You
I-
played in China. You
Yeah.
played football in China. What position?
Defensive back. I played safety and corner.
Oh, okay, you played both.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Which
I
one
was
do you
off-
like more?
Safety.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Safety's more fun than
Yeah.
Safety's more fun than
It
corner
is.
for sure.
Yeah. Corner is stressful, especially
Because
in arena football.
it is stressful,
Yeah.
because when you're playing safety, you get to at least look at everybody.
Yeah.
Right. Unless you're playing man, you're playing mostly a zone.
Yeah.
In safety, so you get to just watch the whole field, and you get to play the run, play
Yep.
the pass. It's
Yep.
fun, but playing corner,
You're on the
stressful.
island.
'Cause
Yeah.
if you get burnt, everybody knows.
Because it's a touchdown. It's a
Everybody
touchdown.
knows.
That's the
Like
quarterback that pay attention.
And you can get burned as a safety too, but definitely it's not the same as
No,
just
it's not the
getting
same.
dusted off the line.
Exactly.
Someone hits you with some clean footwork, you try to jam
Yeah,
them.
you sitting there laying down and
Yeah,
while they run down the field. Yeah, nah. Yeah. They tried me, man.
We've all been there.
Yeah. What's so bad about it is they put me at cornerback when I got there. I've never played that position beforehand.
Okay.
So the time that they want to put me at cornerback is at the highest level of my, career.
What'd you play before that? I mean, what'd you play?
I started out as a linebacker.
Okay.
Then they moved me to outside linebacker because I was so small.
Man, I don't know if this camera. I don't know if people watching this gonna be able to. Let's put a frame of reference on this. This motherfucker is 230.
Yeah.
5'10".
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah.
Like too small.
Yeah. Okay.
That's so crazy.
No. So I started when I first started out. I was just like Pee Wee League. So I was 120 pounds, 5'1".
Yeah.
And I'm playing middle linebacker.
Yeah.
And so they was like,
wait, when was this?
This is back in Pee Wee League. This is by 6th grade. This is when I first started.
You were 120 pounds in 6th grade?
Yeah.
Is that normal? What
Yeah,
were you in
normal.
6th grade? 6th grade. What was I? No fucking way I was over 100 pounds.
What?
I think I was maybe like 70.
That's concerning.
6th grade?
Yeah.
No, what's concerning is you were 120 pounds at 6th grade.
Like I said, I was the little one. I'm still the little one in my family, so I'm thinking like I need to gain some weight. I'm too short, you know. I'm still little in my mind. So,
but yeah, I mean that's a crazy frame of reference.
yeah,
Well, it just puts in perspective how big NFL players are.
yeah.
Like a linebacker in the NFL.
Linebacker in the NFL is actually they're about my size, maybe 2-3 inches taller.
Yeah, but they're usually like 240, 250.
They weigh in like that at the beginning of the season, but
Yeah.
they suddenly taper off. So they'll end the
Sure.
season about my weight. You know, most linebackers you see run around in season, they're probably like well, depends how tall they are. So they're probably like 235 to 255.
Jalen. I'm drawing a whole blank right now.
I don't know. On Jalen, I can think of right now is Jalen Ramsey. That's a cornerback.
No, for the Cowboys. Wow, I'm drawing a whole blank right now.
We'll see.
Yes, Jalen. I thought it was Smith, but I didn't want to look like an idiot because I am a Cowboys fan,
That's terrible.
and I'm just mad that I'm ashamed.
Cowboys is 33 on my 32
Dane and
list.
Deontay. Look, if you're watching this, I apologize. I had too much moonshine before this.
Cowboys.
Jalen Smith, what does he weigh? Height and weight. I think he's 6'4", 250.
Yeah, those are
He's
monsters.
a big
though.
motherfucker,
Yeah,
though, dude.
yeah. So that's what a middle linebacker is supposed to be.
6'2", 229. Okay. Never mind. So
Yeah,
he's
like
like,
playing season.
damn. So you're his weight,
But he's
3
tall.
inches shorter.
Yeah,
But he's lean.
yeah.
He's lean, though.
But that's what they're looking for is that height. They're not looking for the
That's
weight
true.
so much. So
And that speed.
yeah.
But
So-
you were fast, too,
Yeah, I
though.
was fast, too.
You were fast, too. So I didn't know this until, like, 10 minutes ago.
Oh,
So
really?
Yeah, you never told. No, I knew football. And we'll get into the taekwondo thing because that's equally as fascinating to me.
Yeah.
But you also ran track.
Yep.
Successfully.
Yes.
2012.
Yep.
Almost qualified for the Olympics, or
We did. We just didn't get funded.
did qualify for the Olympics.
We're technically the 16th fastest team.
The 16th or 6th?
16th.
16th in the world.
Yes, in the world.
And you were how old? 2012. Oh,
I
you're in
was-
high school.
No, I
No,
was in
you're
college.
just out of high school. Yeah.
That was my
in college.
sophomore year, so I was 19 going on 20.
Yeah, because I was. Yeah, that lines up.
Yeah.
And you ran the 4x1.
Mm-hmm.
What was your 100 time?
In that year, that split,
Yeah,
it was a 9.6. Yeah.
that's fast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's real fast.
I was first leg. I ran a full 100, and it was a 9.6 split.
When did you realize that you were a stellar athlete?
When I outran a 10 speed.
When was that?
I was in Virginia. I was 7, 8 years old.
Wait. And you did what?
I outran a 10 speed bike. These kids were trying to like bully me and whatnot. And I had real bad asthma back then.
Uh-huh.
So the kid like punched me in the chest and whatnot. Mind you, okay, oh wait, hold on. I was 7. Because he was 7, but he was 7 and he looked about the size that I do now. I kid you not. This dude was humongous. He was a thick boy. That was a big kid.
Bro,
Yeah.
that reminds me, Brandon Jacobs posted a picture of his son
Mhm.
not too long ago. I think his son is entering the 9th grade, and I think he's like 260.
Good Lord, yeah.
It is a big,
Yeah.
big.
I'm pretty sure that boy, the one to try to pick on me,
Yeah.
got that size.
That's
Huge.
crazy. That's crazy.
So yeah, he punched me in the chest and whatnot.
That's a
And
bitch
so,
move.
Yeah, so I was like, my asthma started acting up. You know, I was a real small kid back then. So only thing I knew what to do was run. So I took off running, and other kids, the neighborhood kids, trying to chase me, and they couldn't keep up
On their bikes.
on the bikes.
And you're running.
I was running
With asthma.
with asthma.
After being punched in the chest.
Yes.
And that's when you were like, oh.
Yeah, I was like, wow, I'm really that fast.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm a little different.
Yeah.
And then what? What'd you do first?
My first sport?
Yeah, what'd you play? What'd you do first?
Technically, my first sport was rugby in Germany. So my parents were military, so we moved around. When we got to Germany, we wanted to play a sport, so we played rugby, but it was like pickup rugby.
Okay.
I know I was different then when I tackled a grown man.
And you were so you were how old at this point?
Probably 8 when this happened.
And how old were people you're playing with?
Some of them were adults. It was like a summer camp
What the
thing.
fuck?
It was like a summer camp thing.
Who allowed this?
So like it was like the counselors or whatnot, like helping out, playing around with the kids and stuff. But it was like,
You just laid out some.
I laid him out. And like when I got up, because when he fell on me, he fell on my head, right? Like he fell like over me because I tackled him and he fell over me, and everybody's getting up and yelling, oh, and I'm like, yo, I can't see straight, like my eyes, like he crushed my brain.
Yeah, like y'all are celebrating, but that shit hurt.
Yeah, it hurt. Yeah, but then I was like, yeah, I could do that. I like tackling because my dad, he played semi-pro.
Okay.
He's the reason why I play football.
What position you play?
He's running back actually.
Okay.
Which everybody's like, you should play running back, but I never.
Why didn't you play running back?
I didn't get the opportunity to. When I got to school, they put me on defense.
And you just ran with it.
So
you played. So in high school, you went. Where'd you go to high school?
Manor, East Austin.
Ah, okay.
Bunch of hoodlums.
So you went to Manor High School.
Mm-hmm.
Played high school football.
Yep.
What else you do in high school?
Ran track, powerlifting, and I stopped band in my sophomore year. Cause they said I had to pick between like marching band and football.
Sure.
And I didn't want to be the guy.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I didn't want to be the guy on the field with football pads on.
Nah, you couldn't be that guy.
Yeah, especially because I played trumpet.
Ah, dude, I did too.
Yeah.
Bro, me too. 6th and 7th grade.
Oh no, I played trumpet from like 6th grade to sophomore year, 3rd year.
Damn. Yeah, dude, trumpet's fun.
Yeah, it was. I played trumpet and then drums.
And okay, so you went here in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So you were okay. And playing in high school, you played safety?
Yeah.
Or
I played outside linebacker and strong safety.
Okay. So you played both.
Yep.
And then where'd you go to college?
McMurray University.
McMurray, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was actually supposed to go to North Texas, but I wanted to play football because I was going to North Texas to run track.
Okay,
but
so then you went to McMurray and ran track and played football.
Yep.
Nice. Hell yeah.
And I got my degree. So.
Okay, and so when did Taekwondo come to play?
So after rugby, we went back in Germany. So after we went, it was Tung Sudo, which is actually like an older version of Taekwondo.
Okay.
So I started doing that in Germany, and they thought I was real good. I had a lot of promise, this, that, and the third. I was the youngest to make the national tournament. I was on the fight team. I was the youngest one to do that. As a black belt, I'm a certified instructor. Got my little card and everything. Yeah. Yeah, we did that. So how old was I? About 8, 9 when I started doing that.
Mm-hmm. And then you did that for how long?
Until now, up to date. Like, so I stopped when I stopped like a stopped in 2016. I want to say no, not 2016. When I graduated.
College?
No, high school.
Oh, high school.
It's 2000.
Well, if you're in college in 2012,
no.
So you probably graduated high school a little bit before that.
Yeah, 2010.
Yeah,
2008 is when I actually stopped going to classes.
Okay.
So from 8 to 16, I was doing religiously.
Okay, so about 8 years.
Yeah, and then after that, I went every now and again because I was trying to focus on football. And then in college, I did MMA.
Okay.
And boxing. And then I stopped doing that for a while. And then every now and again I go to a gym here and there. And then I started back at John's Gym.
And how long you been going to John's Gym?
October of last year.
Okay, so you started same month I did.
Mm-hmm.
I started back in I started in October.
Okay, yeah.
And then we did the tournament in April.
Yes.
That was fun.
That was awesome.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it.
Yeah. Especially because I was fighting super heavyweights.
Yeah, this dude. So John John was gonna cut weight and fight, but nobody was in that division to fight because you had to fight since you're a black belt in Taekwondo and you also have a 9 and 3. what is it?
Tongue Sudo.
Tongue Sudo.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Close enough.
And also, well, we got to get it right though.
Yeah,
we got to get it right. Yeah.
My instructor, he
And
was like, what?
yeah, what?
Yeah.
Nah, fuck that.
For real.
And you were 9-3.
Yeah.
So 9-3 record. So for amateur Muay Thai, if you have more than 4 fights, you have to fight B class, and then if you have more than 10 fights, you automatically have to fight A class.
Yes.
No matter what your experience is in Muay Thai specifically, but if you have any amateur fights like hand-to-hand combat, or not hand-to-hand combat, but
combat sport.
Yeah, combat sports.
Yeah.
You have to fight A class,
Mm-hmm.
and so you were gonna fight A class at 215.
Yeah, 215, 205.
Yeah,
That was the weight class.
yeah, okay. And then you were gonna drop down, but nobody was in your division. There was no heavyweight A class men fighters.
Yeah.
So you did B class. They let you do B class, but you had to do super heavyweight.
Yeah.
So it was what, 225 plus, right?
Yes.
225 plus. So John gets in. John's a big ass dude. When you're standing next to John, he's a big dude. Makes you feel like a small kid. He picks you up and you're like, put me down. I'm a grown man.
I did do that.
And he gets in the ring. So the first fight, that dude was probably 6'2", 245 ish.
Yeah.
Then the second fight. The first fight, he almost knocked the dude out.
Yeah.
Second fight, he gets in the ring with this dude who's probably 6'4", 6'5", 260.
Yeah.
And it went all 3 rounds.
Yep.
And you damn near knocked him out.
Yep. His
All while having acute kidney failure.
Mm-hmm.
The whole time.
The whole time.
Like, I remember coming in after your first fight, and you're laying on the ground, and I'm like, John, what the fuck, dude?
I know,
like,
right?
Like, what are you doing down there? Like, what are you doing?
Like, perfect
like,
timing.
overly exhausted.
Yes.
Like, just exhausted to the point where just no one really thought anything of it at that moment. But it was when you think back on it, like after you telling us what happened, like when you think back on it, you're like, fuck,
Yeah.
you were you were laying on the ground exhausted.
Yeah. It's a classic symptom of it, of kidney failure, which I didn't know that.
Yeah, you look like you were dying.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah.
you kind of was.
You low key, you
Yeah.
kind of were. And still, you got up the next morning,
Mm-hmm.
still fought,
Mm-hmm.
and still damn near knocked the dude out. Didn't end up going our way.
Yeah.
But he also had 50 pounds on you, and he wasn't necessarily. I mean, he was a big. Obviously, if you weigh 260, you're probably not shredded.
Yeah.
But he was. I mean, he was big. He was built.
Yeah.
A big dude.
He was soft as all get out.
Yeah.
Like a big teddy bear. You know, that's what I was most upset about the whole thing. The whole tournament is that I didn't receive any damage.
Yeah.
The only damage I got was my kidneys
That. Yeah.
and my shoulder from the uppercut I threw.
So self-inflicted.
Self-inflicted.
Self-inflicted damage, dude.
Nothing from them.
Man, for me personally, that tournament means a lot.
Yeah.
Like when I think about it, like the tournament means a lot. Like there's always something to setting out and accomplishing a goal.
Yeah.
And that's always been on my bucket list. Like I always wanted to do a fight.
Yeah. I'm super proud of you that day though.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah. Even though, I was dying, I was...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it was I didn't think I won. I
I don't care if you didn't think you won or not. We was gonna win. We was gonna run the whole system. We was gonna mess everybody up.
Man, it was so much fun, dude. Like I still talk to him, the second opponent. I still talk to him. He's a super cool dude. He's gonna come train with us one day. He won in Arkansas. I mean, he won in Oklahoma a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
So shout out to Jonathan Jones.
Okay. Yeah, come catch these hands in practice.
Yeah. You heard, yeah. Come get this sparring work. Nah, motherfucker hit hard. I remember
it was a good fight, man. It was good.
Bro, I just remember after the first round, I walked to the corner and I'm like, I look at Brandon in the eye and I'm like, bro, this motherfucker hits hard.
Yeah.
Like, why is he hitting me so hard? What is it? I didn't do nothing to this dude.
We were like, man, move around.
I didn't do nothing to this dude.
Oh my goodness.
He was putting everything into his soul.
Yeah.
He messaged me afterwards and he said he told all his friends he fought a Viking that wouldn't go down. And like that compliment, it was just such a compliment.
Yeah.
I was like, because he tried. He put everything into those front kicks, everything into those push kicks. He was throwing his soul.
It was a good fight.
Yeah.
It was like one of the best fights of the whole tournament.
Dude, that was the coolest part.
Yeah.
So the coolest part of the whole thing was not winning the belt. The belt was cool. But the coolest part was getting out of the ring. And I learned this quickly on the first fight because I fought pretty early in the first day.
Mm-hmm.
And after I got out of the ring, just a bunch of random people come up to you and they're like, hey, that was a really fun fight to watch. That was a good fight. Thank you. You know, hey, like, that was cool. And it was a bunch of other fighters. And I was like, oh, that feels really good. I should do that to everybody else who gets out of the ring, even if I don't know them.
Yeah.
And so I made sure the rest of the day and the second day to compliment everybody who got out of the ring. And I think that was the coolest part because the second fight, I got out of the ring and everyone was like, bro, that was the fight of the weekend.
It was nuts.
And I was like, oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's super cool. Fuck winning. That's
Yeah.
dope. Like, people enjoyed the fuck out of that fight. And I still watch it and I'm like, damn, that shit was nuts.
It was a dope fight.
It was dope. I appreciate that.
It was a
dude.
dope fight. Yeah.
It was
one of the best fights I've seen, like UFC, anything, period. It was a dope fight.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun, man. And
You had me about to shit a brick out there.
bro, you.
I was, what? I was so nervous, man.
Boy, when we were standing there and the ref had both of our hands, dog, I was like, no fucking way I won. I was like, not a chance. And then he raises my hand. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I did it. It was fun, dude. And,
was
like,
dope.
and shout out to Brandon. Like, it would be nothing without him.
For sure.
Be nothing without him. John's gym, the Muay Thai program.
Yeah.
Like, Brandon is taking charge, and it's only up from here.
Yeah.
I'm super excited. I can't go to the November tournament. I'm pissed, but I do hope to at least be at the April tournament. If I choose to compete again, I will. If not, I will definitely be there. Because going up to Arkansas and cornering the girls, that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I was way more nervous cornering the girls than I was for my fight.
Yes,
for my fight, I was cool. I was
Yeah.
like, all right, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to go in. I'm going to do my thing. This is what
Yeah.
we trained for the 6 months. Like, this is what we trained for. This is what we're going to do. This is all on me. I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Cornering is different.
Bro, cornering is different.
Yeah. I felt the same way because I didn't start cornering until I joined this gym.
I had so much anxiety. So much. And not even like the whole day.
Yeah.
The whole day. Not even like once we got there. Like once I got there, it exponentiated.
Yeah.
But the whole day I was nervous. I was like, fuck, I'm not even fighting.
Yeah, no.
And I was more nervous than they were. I was like, bro, this is nerve-wracking.
Look, it got so bad when I first started cornering that I had to change shirts because I'm like sweating. Like I'm for real. That is. Yeah, I was like, this is insane,
Dude,
yo.
I was like, this is intense.
Yeah.
I was like, and then it put it into perspective. The tournament before that, so last November, Brandon cornered everybody
Yep.
and fought
he had to
himself.
fight. Yes.
Fuck that.
Yes.
Not a chance.
No, there's
There's no way I could have.
No way. No.
There's no way I could have.
Too exhausted.
And it's different for us to corner each other.
Yeah.
Because we're all teammates. It's different for him because he's the coach.
Yeah.
So to corner us, there's way more pressure on him. And then he had to fight himself, which is already enough pressure being
Yes.
an A-class fighter.
Yes.
And fighting yourself. Like, it's,
And he had to fight a guy who went to Thailand to train.
yeah, a legit fighter.
Yes.
Yeah. Great
Yeah.
clinch.
Yeah. Dude was
I mean,
insane.
it's nuts.
No, Brandon's insane.
Brandon is insane.
He's
I know.
halfway special.
We got to get him in here.
Yeah.
Got to get him in here.
That'd be dope.
We haven't scheduled him. I just keep he's just one of the people on deck.
Yeah.
Like if someone drops out, I'm like, "Hey B, you free?"
He's
Yeah.
definitely worth the combo.
Oh yeah.
It'd be insane.
Oh, it's a great combo.
Yeah.
Tell me about this. Tell me about this. I'm in. So you do a lot. Oh, we didn't bring it over here. Can you grab his keys on the island, please? So you do a lot of like, I don't know. Would you call this like crafts?
Oh yeah.
I mean, kind of, right?
I'm
I don't know. How do you categorize?
person.
How do you categorize like all of this? Like how do you categorize these things?
Crafts? Yeah, things I'm interested in.
Like,
you know?
These are dope.
Yeah.
And you've made some super cool ones.
Yeah.
This one's pretty simple compared to
Yeah, making like a
the ones I've
8-foot
seen.
whip right
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, why'd you start making these? What do these mean to you?
So in college, I started making bracelets, paracord bracelets, and
Paracords.
yeah, that's what.
Okay.
That's the materials made of paracord.
Okay.
So I started making bracelets, and I would sell them, $5-10 here and there, and I was making a significant amount of money through college, to help out with being a broke college student. Because in college I was training for sports, going to school
Yep.
for a hard degree, and I was working.
What degree?
Biomedical science.
Oh yeah.
With a minor in psychology. I almost double major, but I didn't want to take 20 plus hours.
How much more could you put on your plate?
Exactly.
You're running track.
Yeah.
You're playing college football.
Yeah.
And you have what is it?
Biomedical science.
Biomedical science degree with a minor psychology.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
So yeah, I didn't want to double major. My teacher was like, "You just took one more semester, or add these 3 classes at the end of your senior year." I was like, "Bro, I'm done." Like,
Yeah, bitch, you take one more semester.
Yeah, he said, "You could double major." I said, "I don't have time for it. I'm out." And so, but yeah, so I did that to help make money, and then I got really good at it. Actually, I taught somebody how to make these, and they started selling them on Etsy.
Mm-hmm.
And when they sold them on Etsy, they started making Yeti cups that came out.
Okay.
So it was a big deal. Everybody buying Yeti cups. So he figured out how to make Yeti cup handles. And 1 year on Etsy, I think he said he made $50,000.
Damn.
And you can look that up. Like it's like the
Hell
guy,
yeah.
the where he sells them at, his name. He still sells them to this day.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? We should shout
His
him
name
out.
is Michael Burton. Call him Pops, Old Man Rivers. Michael Burton.
Michael Burton.
Yeah.
And like, do you know how to find him on Etsy? Like, is that how you find him?
I
By
can
searching
ask
his
him.
name?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's gonna be too late by then.
Oh yeah, you can just look his name up. It'll
Okay.
pop up.
Yeah. Etsy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he
Let's see
sells
if we,
very
find it.
thing.
We might be able to find it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's Pops.
Hey, well, shout out to Pops. Bro.
And so yeah, he did that, and then so I moved from that, and I started doing I was doing origami and stuff like that as a kid, blah blah blah. So I did all type of weird stuff, and then
Yeah, because on top of your superior athleticism, almost double majoring in college, you're also a super huge nerd.
yes, I am.
Anime,
Yeah.
fucking
Comic books.
comic book,
I
yes,
comic books all
yeah.
day.
Oh, we're gonna get there. We'll get there. that
Yeah.
reminds me. Yes.
Yes,
Well, fuck. Spoiler alerts.
Spoiler
We're gonna
alert.
talk about Loki. Not the whole thing. We won't give too much. Fucking Jeffrey hasn't watched it. I know, right?
Go home. Okay, yeah, blame the wife.
Yeah, right. Blame the wife.
Yeah, you got to. She's not here. I would too. I would too. But yeah, I'm a
We'll
super
talk about
cool
Invincible.
nerd, yeah.
He's seen all of Invincible.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about
Yeah,
that. So,
yeah.
super in the comic books.
Yeah.
This is what. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like, who's read the whole thing, and he said that it's his favorite comic book over any Marvel comic
It's pretty insane.
or any DC comic. Like, it's
DC's
like,
boo-boo.
apparently it is dope.
It's-
But yeah, so you started
yeah.
making these.
So I started back making these last year. I was just bored. I saw Monkey's Fist because I used to make a Monkey's Fist.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I can make them for people to carry around because people actually use these for self-defense.
Sure.
So,
Hell yeah, dude. So
yeah.
I mean, what is this? What
That's
is this in here?
a what you call that game? Pinball? Yeah, pinball, right?
That's a pinball.
Yeah, that's a pinball.
Bro, you hit somebody in the head with that. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's lights out.
Exactly.
Yeah, this
So-
is solid.
Yeah. So
The
I made
skull
'em-
is breaking before this
Mhm.
breaks.
So I made them for girls and stuff like that to carry on the keychains
Uh-huh.
because it's light enough, and then if they need to use it, they can, hit them across the forehead a few times. And so, and then people had like different designs. Like, oh, you can't make it like this, can't make it that. Like, there's a comic book character off of not Death Note, something like Death Note, something with death in it. He's the teal
Deathstroke?
and black.
No, teal and black.
Yeah, his gi is like teal and black. He has red hair or black hair with red highlights. It's a big thing. Somebody on here knows what I'm talking
Red
about.
Hood?
No,
No, he doesn't have a
man.
teal.
No, it's anime.
No, it's not teal. Oh, anime. Well,
Yeah.
you said a comic book.
My bad, anime.
Anime.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. You're going to lose me on that.
Yeah.
I only know so much anime.
Oh.
I mean,
But-
I enjoy it, but I haven't went down that rabbit hole. Like
Oh,
the
yeah.
full-blown anime rabbit hole.
Some of my friends are super anime nerds.
Yeah,
so,
like the most. I mean, I can talk Dragon Ball Z. I can talk Hunter x Hunter.
yeah.
I can talk Seven Deadly Sins.
Full Metal Alchemist.
I can't even talk
One
that.
Punch.
I can't even talk that. Those are the ones I need to watch. Apparently.
Yeah. No, do not start watching One Punch because
No?
you will be. No.
Demon Slayer.
What's it called?
Demon Slayer.
Yeah, there you go, Demon Slayer.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Oh,
I made
you
one.
should've known that.
I
He
know.
was just trying to get me to watch that yesterday.
Oh.
So good.
I thought you should have got. I said checkerboard, but yeah, I made a paracord one that it was checkerboard like that. It had ordered the colors and everything, had a keychain, all that, blah blah blah. So I did custom ones for people and stuff like that. Which I doubt when I give it to them, I doubt they want to hold it in a keychain because they were like, oh, I want to hang this up. I'm like,
Yeah, no, these are dope. I love these.
yeah. I mean, it's fashionable, but it's actually functional. Like you're supposed to carry it around just in case something.
And that's what makes it awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You should start a whole business.
Oh yeah.
You should start a whole business with
I
this.
got one. It's kind of like a business. You know, on my Instagram, I put on like paracord teams.
Fuck that. We should do like a whole Etsy thing.
I could do a whole Etsy.
We
thing.
should. Yeah, fuck that.
But you gotta I'm busy, man.
I would buy one. Yeah, I would buy one for sure.
I got you.
Like if it was invincible, like
Any
invincible colors, like
yeah.
that'd be dope.
I do invincible colors. I can have it to where I get
Oh,
like
dope.
his whole mask and stuff. I put it on there, stuff like that.
It was dope. Yeah, we're gonna have to.
I mean,
yeah.
a Death Star
we're
one.
gonna have to put in a few orders because I need one. I need one of these. I need one.
I got
of these.
you. You let me know.
Yeah, I need one of these. I want you to surprise me.
I
I'm too indecisive. I want you to just surprise me.
Yeah.
It's easier that way.
I said I literally made this one
Oh.
yesterday.
But this
Yeah.
is also interesting
Yes.
because this is really cool. I like this.
Yes.
What is
That
this?
is petrified wood. So on top of my nerdiness, I am big on the world and stuff like that, like astrology. You know, all the way down to like molecular biology, stuff like that. So,
Do you like you follow like signs, like zodiac signs and stuff? Okay.
like that, all the stuff.
Okay.
Try to make it work because it all.
What does it say about like? So I'm a Leo.
Petrified wood?
No. Well,
You're a Leo.
yeah, I'm a Leo.
You're just a strong-willed individual. You're actually one of the stronger zodiac signs. You're not the majorly aggressive, but you are determined.
Okay.
So that's a good.
I think that's
Characteristic to
fair.
have.
I think that's a fair summary.
Yeah, you're not overbearingly assertive, but you do get stuff done. You are
Yeah.
determined to get stuff done.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay. I'll fuck with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's cool stuff.
My hairstylist said that we talk about this shit all the time.
Hairstyles, that's adorable.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't have that problem.
Yeah, she does a great job. Yeah, I know you're bald.
Yeah, I know.
Which I didn't even realize till today.
How do you not? You know what's funny? A lot of people don't realize that I'm bald. I'm like, yeah. If you look at my sideburns, you realize there's nothing that's going up here.
Yeah, I didn't realize until today.
Yeah.
I mean, I think obviously I knew that. I mean,
Yeah, see me fight and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, even at the gym, you always have something on.
Not typically.
No?
No.
I
When I
just
started.
I just haven't seen you.
No, it just, yeah.
I'm just happy you're here.
Yeah, most people, they like that. They're like, oh, I didn't realize you were bald. Like, yeah, I'm bald. And can you grow hair? Yes, I can grow hair. So why do
You
you
shave
cut
it off?
Yeah, to shave it off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck it. What are you doing with this?
And
What
growing
are
out.
we doing here?
It's doing what it wants to do.
I think it's gotta go.
I didn't start growing hair, I didn't start growing hair right here until I was 21, 22.
It just started?
Yeah.
Just randomly?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Told you I was late bloomer. It's the Indian blood in me.
What tribe?
Creek.
Okay.
Fun fact, I'm about quarter to a third. I don't know the specific math about it. Like my great grandparents are full blooded.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either full blooded Indian or Negro. So
One or the other.
like slave Negro. Like X on the signature Negro.
God. Okay. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Where are we going with this?
Yeah, no, like
Okay.
yeah.
Because you're from Georgia.
Yeah, from Georgia.
And then.
My family's from Georgia.
Oh, so you're not.
Technically, no.
Where were you born?
I was born on a military base.
Which one?
29 Palms in San Bernardino, California.
No shit.
Yep, know nothing about it. I was there for about 6 months, and my parents moved away.
And then boom.
Yep.
Where'd you go next?
As far as I know, Columbus, Georgia. No military base.
Okay.
And
And then
then
Germany.
Germany.
And
And
then.
here, Texas.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, well, that makes sense. High
Yeah.
school. Yeah, okay. We've been over this.
Yeah.
I'm following. I got
Yeah.
this. But back to this.
Yeah. So that is petrified wood.
And what exactly is petrified wood?
Petrified wood is essentially it's fossilized wood. So when trees, stuff like that, organic matter gets covered up and suffocated either by water or by earth itself, the minerals over millions of years, they essentially replace the organic layers. So like the bark gets replaced by like copper, then the inner, each ring gets replaced by a different type of mineral, like raw mineral. So that's raw minerals you have in your hand. It's no longer a tree.
And where'd you get this from?
My project.
What's your project?
Oh,
Work.
yeah.
Well, you gotta.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm a land surveyor, so I walk about 5 miles a day of random land, staking it out, letting people know where to build stuff.
Yeah. My friend used to do that.
Yeah, so-
And then now I think he's like he ended up I don't know, something happened. But yeah, I think he ended up moving up one spot and then
Yeah.
stopped doing it or something.
Okay.
But yeah, he was surveying too. It's
Yeah.
good money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
It's not a bad job. You work for yourself. I mean,
Yeah.
not work for yourself, but you work by yourself
Yeah, work my own
primarily.
pace, stuff like that.
Yeah. I know she's a whole mess, but it's only a matter of time before she knocks the camera over or something. I mean,
trying to figure out what's going on.
Well, she knows exactly what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
She's very smart.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I come home, like I talk about this, and it really does fascinate me because it never fails. So when I leave, I'm gone for most of the day.
Yeah.
And she doesn't drink any water. Like she knows that water makes her have to go outside.
Yeah.
And so when I get home, the first thing she does is she gets really excited. She says hi to me, and then she goes straight to the water bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And she gulps down the whole thing because she knows that we're going to go outside.
Yeah.
And it blows my mind that she was able to put 2 and 2 together. Because I tell them, we pretty much all day today at work when we were slow. I tell them I'm fascinated with like wild television shows, like television shows about the wild.
Yeah.
I love it. And the more and more we find out about animals, it's just the more fascinating it gets because they really do have a thought process. Like they really do think.
Yeah.
And
they're cognitive thinkers.
Yeah, like they're very much hardwired to do what evolution tells them to do.
Yeah.
But there are creatures who are intelligent enough to kind of stray away.
Yes.
And they kind of make their own path in a way. Like I tell this example. I was watching Wild Yellowstone. Okay. And it was during the winter, and so food's kind of scarce. Mm-hmm. And these pack of wolves had killed an elk. Mm. And this one bear, younger bear, was really struggling to find food. It was his first winter by himself. Just got branched off from his mom. He was struggling finding food. He wasn't having any luck. And he sees this elk carcass with these wolves around it. And he sees this bigger, more aggressive grizzly come up to the carcass and try to like bully the wolves out of there, and the wolves run him off. Mm-hmm. And in that moment, he realized that wasn't the way to do it. And so he tried a different approach. So he just walks up to the carcass all slow, non-aggressive. The wolves growl at him, and he just kind of just tiptoes to the carcass, and the wolves are growling, and then he just starts chewing on the carcass, and the wolves are like, okay, and they just start eating, and then so they have this on video, this bear eating a carcass with the wolves, and I was like, in this moment, he was able to process what the other bear did wasn't correct and not efficient, and he was able to change his whole
become non-aggressive.
His whole paradigm. Yeah. And go up there non-aggressively. Yeah. And it's like it's just like they became friends, just like that. I was like,
that was a natural process.
Yeah, I was just like, in a second.
It's like they realized, like the wolves realized, like he's not trying to be aggressive. He's just trying to eat something.
He just wants to eat something. Yeah. And we're hungry. Yeah. We get it. Yeah. You're hungry. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So what does this mean?
Well, so that's a fossil. It's essentially a fossil of a tree.
And why you carry it around?
It's considered a sacred stone. It's supposed to help with like your transition process when you're going through life. You transition from this thing to the next. So I just keep it around. I hold it with me. I think about, positive vibes, processing.
I mean, I feel better holding it.
It's good stuff. It's very therapeutic, And then as you
it's really smooth. It doesn't feel like what you think it would feel like.
Yeah, I did. I made it like that. I cleaned them up, and I shine them and stuff like that. I apply a little polish to it.
So you just find these just walking around at work, and then you take them home, and then you do your thing. Yep. How many of these do you have?
Maybe like 50.
Wow.
Yeah, I have found a humongous piece one time. I took that home.
And what'd you do with that?
I gave it to somebody. She wanted to put it in our garden.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a big old piece.
Yeah, big old, like a tree stump.
Yeah.
But we have like humongous like tree stumps in there, but you got to think it's solid material, so it doesn't weigh as much as a tree does. It weighs like 3 or 4 times as much as a tree does. So we can't pull it out. So
heavy.
Yeah, it's extremely heavy. So a 400-pound piece of wood is now a 1,200-pound piece.
Damn.
Yes.
You probably should just leave that there.
Yeah. Because all we have is like UTVs and stuff like that, and the forklifts. Everybody's working. Like, we don't have time to dig this out.
I probably should just leave that one there.
Yeah, I found one that was about 4 feet long one time.
Damn.
On the bottom of a trench, so it was about 4.5 feet deep. I was like, there's no way I'm getting that out. It looks cool, though. I took a picture. That was it.
What else are you into? What else odd things are you into?
Chakras and stuff like that.
What is that?
Chakra symbols. It's like the 7 spools of energy in your life. You meditate.
Never heard of that.
What?
No. Break it down.
If
If I haven't heard of it, there's probably a good portion of people who are listening that probably haven't heard of it. Have you heard of it?
I've heard of it. I don't know anything.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Well, enlighten us.
So, in your body, like your spirit, most people call it spirit, energy, source, whatever the extra cognition that we have that just separates us from animals. There's 7 major spools in your body. So 7 chakra signs. You have one, your root, sacral, your navel, your chest, throat. I don't want to say it's throat, heart, throat. And then mine is just third eye. I'm missing one. Anyway, there's 7 of them. And you meditate. When you meditate on them, it helps you balance your emotions, balance how the energy flows within your life, stuff like that. They say they develop the older you get. It starts at like the sacral one, and then it just goes up the older you get. So when it helped me out a lot, especially like with everything I was doing, I needed a balance. So I'd meditate all the time, and that was a good source to help me meditate. Balance myself, not get too overwhelmed with life.
Yeah.
And it makes me better for people around me.
And when do you meditate?
All the time.
Is there a certain time?
Typically when I wake up.
Okay. How long?
It's quick, 7 minutes, stuff like that. When I'm in the shower, I do 15-minute sessions. When I go to work, I meditate sometimes because that's a 2-hour drive. So I do that.
So what is meditation to you? Like, what does that mean? Like, when you say you meditate, what is it exactly that you're doing?
I organize my thoughts.
Okay.
See, people think meditation is silence your brain, silence your mind. That's not what you do, because it's impossible to silence your conscious and your subconscious. It's constantly moving.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
That makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah.
Because I definitely try, and it doesn't fucking work.
That's not how you're supposed to meditate. What you're doing is like you're setting a stone in the water, and you're letting the ripples go, and you're just riding the waves as they go. You're keeping everything, you letting it flow. At the same time, you know which direction it's going. You're like, okay, it's cool. My brain's just going, floating around, but it's being gently steered in this direction. You're organizing your thoughts towards like what you want to do, how your day is going, how do you break down this scenario that happened in your life, stuff like that. That's the best way of meditating to me, because I tried the whole, let me just try to silence my thoughts, or let me try to will this into existence. And the more I try to do that, the more frustrated I got. So, and then the more I learned, it's more or less starting here at this point and letting it flow and just gently guide it as it's going down.
Yeah.
Keeps your mind clear.
Yeah. Is there anybody else in your family that's interested in all this, like, or different things?
My parents, they were very big on letting me be who I am, explore stuff. They're very open-minded people.
Okay.
I thank them so much for that. Because,
that's awesome.
Yeah, because if they weren't, it'd shape me differently. I've been a different person. So my mom, she actually has a degree in theology.
Okay.
One of her degrees. She's smart.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
But we have religious debates and stuff like that all the time. And just because she has that degree in theology doesn't mean she's hardcore Christianity, Judeo-Christian, and stuff like that. She's very open to different sides of spirituality and different views of people. So she helps steer me in that a lot. And my dad, he's the understanding person, so he's set in his ways more so, but he'll listen to what you have to say.
Yeah.
And so.
No, I remember meeting them at the fights.
Yeah, he's man.
That was awesome. They all had your shirt on.
Yeah,
it was cool.
Yeah, cool.
It was a whole full blown support system. It was awesome.
Yeah, some people.
Oh, it's good to see, man.
Yeah.
So, but is there anybody else in your family? Like, what about your brothers?
Don't have any brothers. Just me and my sister.
I thought you had a brother.
Sure. Okay. When I say people, my brother, that means like Jamal. I call Jamal my brother.
Oh no, I thought you had a
biological brother.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
Mm-mm.
So it's just you and your one sister.
Yep.
How is she?
She is 33.
Okay, so she's older.
Yeah.
Oh, what's she do?
raise hell. She's the devil. No, I love her, but she was definitely the first child. Like, she was the one that you look for. You're like, I'm definitely not gonna do that. But she led by example of what not to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What, she just get in trouble or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She has a very skewed view on reality.
What does that mean?
She's the opposite of me, basically, essentially.
Oh.
Like, she is my yang. Like, she's my opposite.
Huh.
So when I'm very open and flowing about stuff, she's very hard and construct about things.
Interesting.
Yes.
So you kind of grew up seeing exactly what you didn't want to be.
Yes.
Huh. Okay.
It's my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So you. Okay.
She is the opposite.
Interesting.
Literally.
Yeah. Y'all talk?
Not at the moment.
Okay. Was she at the fight?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Nah.
So who? Wait. Okay. So then who was all there?
That was you're thinking of James and Chanel. They were. That's how you thought my brother was, James.
No, I could have swore you said you were the smaller of the brothers.
I'm the smaller of the family.
Gotcha. Between
Of all the
like
males.
okay, between like your dad, uncle.
My generation.
Oh, so
Out of my
like
generation.
so.
So my generation is bigger than the generation before us.
That's what I'm saying. So like your cousins.
Yeah, my cousins.
Gotcha.
They're all giants.
Okay.
Yeah.
All about the same age. Ish.
Yeah, I'm older.
They all play sports too, or?
They did.
Okay.
I had one cousin. He could dunk an 11-foot goal at the age of 13.
Woo wee.
Yeah, he used to walk around look like Michael Jordan.
Ah, just ups.
Yeah, yep, but he was a troublemaker. So that city, man. Either you are a criminal, a cop, or a soldier.
East side. Austin,
Albany?
is that where you're from?
No, Albany, where my family's from. Like Georgia.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Not.
No, in Austin, no, we moved away from Albany for that reason.
Gotcha. So your parents moved you here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They foreseen.
Yeah, that wasn't a good place to just grow up.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's probably better. Better to come here, let you play football,
Significantly
focus,
better.
school,
Yeah.
get your education. Look at
Yeah.
you now.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh, shout out to your parents.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's,
awesome.
it's also cool to hear too that they're like very open minded.
Yeah.
Because I think that's a big thing. Like I think,
It's a really
and
big
I think
thing.
you said it. I think you said it perfectly too. They let you be you. They let you explore things
Yeah.
and let you find out who you were. That's cool.
Yeah. Like even at a young age, I used to. Oh, I'm glad I was such a terrible nerd.
I love it.
Yeah, I used to like study calligraphy, Chinese handwriting and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And then I used to listen to like Inuyasha. That was another anime. Oh my, I love that stuff. So I used to listen to their music all the time. And I like try to show my dad stuff. He was like, okay, yeah, that's cool. I mean, it's not my cup of tea, but I'm glad you like, what
Yeah,
you like.
yeah.
And so even at that moment, I knew like my dad, he was cool and all get out. I still call my dad my hero.
Oh, that's
So,
awesome.
Yeah.
What
So-
What do your parents do?
My dad is a private contractor for the military. He works in Iraq right now at the embassy. My mom, she does what she wants to do. She builds wind chimes down in Austin. Yeah, for like this $1 million company.
So like for an actual company.
Yeah. She comes and goes when she wants, though, stuff like that.
Like, so she builds wind chimes and then sells them, or she just
the company
builds
sells them.
Okay, so
Yeah.
she just builds them and then
Yeah.
they get like they sell them at like a store or
Yeah,
like
this
farmers
is
market, or they have
everywhere.
Like,
This, like I said, it's a $1 million, multi-million-dollar company.
yeah.
They sell like huge ones that like the New York Empires, New York skyline. They have those big 6-foot wind chimes up there. They probably come from this company.
What does that do? Like, what's the point?
The wind chimes?
Yeah.
They just make musical notes.
So they have these giant. I've never seen big.
Yeah, they have 6. Look it up. Look up Music of the Spheres. They have 6-foot tall wind chimes.
It's just
or
these big ones.
humongous.
Huh?
You have to build it with like a forklift.
Because I mean, I would imagine they're also very. Not only are they super tall,
Yep.
but they're also very wide.
Yeah, so they're about like this big.
Each.
Oh yeah, each of those.
Got a picture?
See,
Wait, what's the name of your mom's company?
Music of the Spheres. That's it right there.
Oh, I thought there was like a. I thought it was gonna be like literal music.
No, that's the Music of the Spheres. Yeah.
Oh, dude. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's.
It was so cool because
I don't think it's every day that you meet someone who makes wind chimes.
it was super cool because I was in like another state or something like that, and I looked up and I saw the wind chime. I said, I know this. And I just happened to go over there to look at the inspection sticker or inspection tag to see if it was my mom's like insignia on it. And it was another one that works there. I was like, "Yo, this is yours." She's like, "Yeah, I told you that they go everywhere." Like,
So, what made her want to do that?
funny story. When we first moved here, she was trying to find a job. She was praying for it. She's like, she wanted a job that she could come and go as she pleased, because she wanted to be there for us, me and my sister growing up, and yada yada. And my uncle literally just came to the house one night after work, and he said, "You should apply at this place. It's called Musical Spheres, blah blah blah. And you can come and go. You want, it was just crazy how it worked out." And so she's been working there ever since we moved here. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
So, back to biomedical degree.
Mm-hmm.
You're surveying now.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to do?
Right now, I'm happy doing this.
But then what?
I don't know yet.
Okay. Just kind of going with the flow.
Just going with the flow.
Okay.
I've been trying to mold and shape my life, too much. And the older I get, the more I have to that's not what I'm supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I try to direct myself, something goes bad, And so
So you're just going with the flow.
yeah,
Okay. I respect that.
yeah. I
I'm
mean,
very much like that too. I think overly planning
Yeah.
is as detrimental as no plan at all.
yeah,
You got to have some kind of minor plan.
yeah.
But the people who are just planning out things that you just can't predict,
Mm-hmm.
that's you're setting yourself up for failure.
Every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My friend Reggie, he wants to get into real estate, and he has this very, very in-depth plan on how to save enough money to get his first property.
Mm.
And he's trying to plan what to do with the property.
Mm.
And I'm like, there's too many variables.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what the market's going to be like. You don't know what this is going to be like. You don't know what that's going to be like.
Yeah.
There's too many variables. You can't plan that out. But he's like, but I want to plan it out. But I was like, it's impossible.
Yeah.
You can't.
Especially right now, we're in this market.
Yeah, you
it's
have no
insane.
idea what's going to happen. Especially in a year from now, you have no idea what the market's going to be like. It
Exactly.
could continue to go up, or it could just stop.
Mm-hmm.
And then your plan of trying,
synchronicity right there. You
Yeah,
drop
right?
This rock, they say,
right, it could just stop.
I know.
Dude, this rock is powerful, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
thank
carry it everywhere. No, so it's like you have no idea where it's gonna be, so you can't plan.
Mm-hmm.
Can't plan that far. It's good to have the plan on how to save it, but there's some things that you just can't plan. You
Yeah,
can't
you
plan that yet.
Yeah, you have to be ready to. You have to
Be able to adapt.
Yeah, exactly.
Be able to change
You
on
have
the
to have
fly.
that adaptation variable. Like,
Have to be.
Oh yeah, I needed $6,000 more, than what I expected. Or they want to buy this for this much, or they want to turn into this,
Yeah.
And
When you come back to the gym.
so right now the project they they needed me to be there almost every other week.
Mhm.
I was working 13 days in a row, stuff like that. But since I've caught up so much and they're finally starting to get certain things going, I'll have more days off. And when my days off, I can go. Also, my daughter, she was running track. So when
I was just about to get there.
I say, so when I would go to
So
work.
spoiler,
I know.
have a kid.
I know. Two.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So when I went to work, I would come home and I'll go straight to her track practices.
Okay.
So now that her track season is over, she's in an intramural phase between outdoor and indoor. I can I have to be at the practice. So I can go do training now.
You gotta take care of business first.
Yeah, my baby's first.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
How old is she?
How old
The
is she?
one running track.
Oh, the one she's 5 now.
Okay.
So she's one of the youngest ones on the team. She'll be 6 next week.
She fast?
She's pretty fast. Yeah, she started walking at 7 months.
Oh man.
Yeah,
I think that's good. I don't
that's
I don't
insane.
know.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to reference that to. I don't know when
Normal
I started
babies
walking.
start walking about a year and a half, 2 years.
Damn, so she's ahead of curve.
Yeah,
There's just something in your genes.
yeah. Tell people all the time,
You're just advanced.
pretty much. Tell them I'm a demigod. They don't believe me.
Ah.
Somewhere along the line, somebody.
What's the dunamis?
Yeah, dunamis.
Yeah, dunamis. Yeah, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Her name is actually an empress. It's a Greek empress. My daughter's name,
What's her name?
Zenobia.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, you look it up as a statue of Queen Zenobia or Empress Zenobia.
It's a beautiful name.
Yeah, it's a powerful name.
I like it.
Yeah.
That is a strong name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a real strong name.
Yeah, she's a beast.
She become famous. It's a strong name.
She's a beast.
And then your second kid.
Yes.
Younger.
Miss Naomi June. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's
She just turned 1 on the 20th.
okay.
Yeah.
So you have 2 girls.
Yep.
Are you?
Oh, and their birthdays, they have weird synchronicity with their birthdays. My oldest birthday is 7/15/15, and my youngest, hers is 6/20/20.
Say it again.
7/15/15, so she's born July 15th. July 15th. And my youngest, it was 6/20/20.
Arya's trying to come through the tablecloth, bro. Arya, come this way, bro. Hey, back it up.
She's
Bro.
like, nah, I'm good.
Bro, she's something else right now. She's literally stuck in the tablecloth.
She's awesome.
And she hasn't really figured out yet. And I was just Arya, you're embarrassing me. I was just talking about how smart you were.
She knows what she's doing. She's like, okay.
She's like, okay, I'll go in. Yeah, she's adorable. Man.
Yeah. Miss my puppy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So people don't know. 2 kids.
Yes, 2.
How the fuck you have all this time?
I willed it. Literally, I work
so much.
Yeah,
you keep up with all your little your side not side hustles, but your little hobbies.
Yeah.
You keep up. You have so many different hobbies, and I respect that because like I'm constantly trying to do something like more. Hey, will you knock that off?
All right.
Like I'm always trying. Like we were just talking today, like how we want to go rock climbing. I'm like, fuck. When the fuck am I gonna go rock climbing? I do this, and the days I don't do this, I do Muay Thai, and the days I don't do Muay Thai, I do this. Like, and then I work, and then I still do CrossFit. I still work out, and I'm like, when are we gonna go rock climbing? But we're gonna go rock climbing because rock climbing's fun.
It is pretty cool.
And we're gonna go rock climbing.
Like indoor rock climbing, or you gonna go rock climbing?
I want to do both. I want to do indoor first, and then I kind of want to do climb. I kind of want to, like, we were talking about it today, like how cool it would be to climb, like hike to a rock, and then set up the ropes and the whole 9 yards, and then climb the rock.
That'd be
fun.
That'd be cool.
And then I want to go hunting.
Yeah.
And I've been meaning to text Brandon because I know Brandon does a lot of bird hunting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I want to know if he wants to go big game hunting.
Yeah.
I want to know if he wants to go get a deer or an elk.
That's pretty fun.
Have you went?
Yes. Oh yeah, I shoot also. I'm a proficient shooter.
What? Like, what do you not do?
Nothing.
Nothing?
No. I say jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah.
Yeah, that second part doesn't apply.
Oh, she's really good at a bunch.
Yeah. The only thing I'm not really good at is basketball. For some reason, I'm terrified of playing basketball.
Terrified?
Yeah, I feel
what
like.
What does that mean?
I feel like people are too close to me. I get too nervous. Like the crowd. Like I feel like the crowd is like too close to the court, and it messes me up.
It's too much. You
It
can't
is.
handle it.
It blows. Yeah.
You can do everything else, but you can't play basketball.
I can't have people staring at me, judging me.
There was 100 people staring at you for the fight.
I know that's totally different though, because it's fighting. Like I know I can fight. I don't know what it is. That is the only thing that I try to do that I'm not like
just
above
not very
average
good at.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, for the fight, it was weird. Like, when you're in the ring, you don't hear the crowd at all. But it's crazy because you can pinpoint your corner.
Yeah.
You can hear the corner, but you can't hear the crowd. You don't hear nothing.
That's a level of consciousness. That's going back to that whole.
What is that?
Neuroscience. You have that connection with that person. You know this voice. You're trained to know that's important to you. So when you hear it, you pick up on that frequency of that voice. It's actually a study. I forgot what it's called. It's they study where you can hear your name across the room at a party because you know that you pick up on that signal.
Yeah. I kind of know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so it's the same thing. You pick up on that frequency. You know that's very important, especially in this moment. You shut down all the other BS. It's kind of like fight or flight almost. And so in this fight moment, you know that this needs to be heard. So,
that's crazy because my parents are in the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like or like other teammates are in the crowd cheering.
Yeah.
And you very vaguely.
Yeah, it's like in that moment, you like your brain picks
very
up. Like,
vaguely.
I know that they're important, but not as important as what I need to be hearing over here.
Yeah, and you can pick out Brandon. Instantly. The cocktail party effect. Look at this man. He's on top. Look at him now. Look at him. Look at him getting in the groove. Yeah. That's exciting.
That's what's up.
This man over here getting in the groove. If only we can figure out a way to get it on this TV. We'll have to. We'll do something, man. That's
a second
they will
computer
figure it out. Huh?
Don't let him take
what?
Yeah, do your thing, man. You got it.
Yeah. But it would be cool. I mean, for me, I want to see it too, though.
Simultaneous.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to have to wait until they edit it in.
Yeah. In that instance, it's not really nothing.
It's cool either way. But
yeah.
So the cocktail party.
Yeah, effect.
The cocktail party effect. I didn't even know that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm real big on like neuroscience, neuroplasticity.
Oh, it's fascinating. It's all fascinating.
Yeah.
I had a guy on here where we talked a little bit about quantum mechanics, and that was interesting.
It is pretty interesting.
Yeah, they're trying to. What was the word? Essentially, my understanding of it is they're trying to be able to predict human behavior when logic is not involved. They're trying to predict like the irrationality of it.
Yeah, it's like the ego.
That's a word.
Yeah. The hubris,
so when someone does something that's like completely against logic, like they're trying to be able to predict that, and they're using quantum physics or quantum.
Yeah, quantum physics, quantum entanglement, stuff like that.
That's what it is.
Quantum entanglement.
Oh,
okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I watched a whole bunch of videos on it before he came on, and then we barely talked about it. We talked about a whole bunch of other stuff, but but yeah, no, it's I remember stuff from that.
They can try. They can get it down close to it, to where I'm like, oh, this is a scientific theory, but it's not gonna be a scientific law.
Yeah. Well, we don't even fully understand it at all.
Exactly.
We don't understand it at all.
You can't understand
not
the
yet.
human consciousness.
No, we're not there yet.
Yeah.
Not anytime soon.
No.
But we're going to be reading each other's minds soon.
You can kind of do that
soon.
now.
That's coming soon.
I
mean, the government's tried with LSD. Charles Manson.
True. But no, you can do it. You know what I'm talking about. We call it the vine or the black vine. We know me and Brandon or me, Brandon Jamal. You've been there. We say you're part of the vine, or you see something and you know what they're saying.
Oh, dude. There's few people that I'm in connection with that, and it's wild because I haven't known y'all as long as y'all know each other, but for sure, there's times where we just look at each other and we're like, I know exactly what you're thinking. Yeah. 100%. Exactly. You don't have to say nothing.
That's a part of the whole mind reading.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's a whole nother level of consciousness when you open up your that mindscape to someone. Like we open up ourselves to you, and you became a part of our group. You became a part of that vine, that network. Yeah. Of that mental connection. Like that's a thing you do with people. That's a real thing. The intuition that they say. That's. Put it simply, that's how you share your energy with somebody else.
Some people's intuition is definitely better than others.
Yeah.
I feel like I tell Jeffrey this all the time because I'm always like venting to Jeffrey, always about something, right?
He seems like a good listener.
He's a great listener. But he'll tell me something, like I'll be trying to tell him like, no, Jeffrey, I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is what it is. And he'd be like, no, what if it's this? Like he'll always try, because because usually what I'm venting to him about is usually negative. I'm like, what I'm saying is pretty negative. He's like, he's a very optimistic person. He's like, no, it could be this. It could be this. I'm like, Jeffrey, no, it's fucking this. Yeah. And he'd be like, no, what if it's this? And so I'll be like, okay, maybe you're right. Yeah. And then a couple days later, I'll figure it out like, God damn it, if I drop this wood one more time. We'll figure it out a couple days later, like what it actually is. I'd be like, fuck it, I was right. Yeah. And then it just constantly happens. Yeah. I'm like, no, Jeffrey, I think it's this. And he'd be like, no, what if it's this? And then the next day we're like, God dang it. Like, and every time I tell myself, I'm like, all right, I'm not going to second guess it no more. And then I still second guess it all the time.
That's the thing.
But normally I'm usually pretty spot on. Yeah. Pretty spot on.
Yeah, you have a high intuition. You're, what's the scientific way of putting it?
I pick up on everything.
Your probability diagnosis is very high. Yeah. I mean, you can,
okay.
It's like Sherlock Holmes type almost.
Well, I just pick up on little. I pick up on body movement. I pick up on how people say things, what people say, the exact verbiage. Like I talk about this. We talk about this in most episodes. People aren't used to you actually listening. Yes. Like truly listening.
They're used to you hearing them.
Especially as phones continue to take over more and more of our lives. They're just used to you hearing them. They're not used to you paying attention. So when you are actually paying attention, it's amazing how much you can learn in a very short period of time. And we were talking about that today. We were talking about the podcast, and I'm probably gonna butcher what he was saying, but essentially along the lines of, this is cool because we get into a deeper connection, like with our friends. Like it's to bring people on, sit down. Even though I know you, I've already learned so much just in this podcast in the last hour that I didn't know from the last 10 months of knowing you. Yeah. And he was talking about how cool that is. And that is cool.
It is cool to actually sit down and listen to people.
To sit down and actually listen to people. Put our phones completely away and just sit down and actually listen to each other and break it all down. Yeah. It's amazing how much you can learn very quickly. And all the time, I'm like...
You're right about it. You know something about that one. With that whole statement you said, it's very rare for somebody to, to listen.
No, people don't expect you to listen. That's why...
You wanted something about that.
Thank you. I know because I cannot stand small talk.
Me either.
I can't stand small talk.
Me either.
I can't stand the whole, oh, how's your mom doing? Oh, she's doing good.
Yeah.
How you doing? Oh, I'm doing fine. But you don't care.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't care. You don't care.
It's just banter.
We're just sitting here talking.
Yeah.
We're not listening.
Space filler.
You're probably on your phone when we're having this conversation. You're barely listening. And those conversations, those conversations are so easy to have because they're so mundane and so routine that you can do it on your phone.
It's autopilot.
It's autopilot, right? And when someone actually hits you with, oh, hey, the other day you were saying that you were going to go do X, Y, and Z. Did you end up doing that? And you're like, oh, you paid attention. Like someone hit me with that. Maybe about a month ago, and I don't remember exactly what happened. But someone came up to me and was like, hey, Jordan, did you end up doing that thing? And I was like, wait, I told you that?
Yeah.
You were listening?
Yeah, you were listening.
And he was like, yeah, no, I actually pay attention. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
That's when it started kind of dawning on me because I really don't expect it. Like I don't expect someone to really.
It's hard, so rare.
And I talk so much. I mean, all day long, I'm fucking blowing this dude's ear out.
You do talk
all day long. Yeah,
that's
all
cool.
day. Yeah.
See, people like you, I like to be around though, because I just like to listen.
Which is weird because I like to listen, but I also do like to talk, and I also find a lot of things fascinating. Yeah. Which we talked about this in the last episode. Talked about how I'm fascinated by people who are fascinated by one thing. Those people are fascinating to me because I'm not that person.
Yeah, it's like how can you do that? Yeah,
I'm not gung ho about any one thing. I am gung ho about fucking damn near everything. Like it's not just one thing. Like I can't hone in on one thing and only want to learn about one thing. Yeah. But the last episode was a guy named Adam Neth. He lives in Ohio, and he's this natural bodybuilder who's been working out since he was 12. And everything he does, reads, listens to, does is all for his, like, essentially his aesthetics and his physique. And he looks fucking fantastic. And a completely natural dude, looks great. And I was telling him that in the last episode. I was like, I'm fascinated by you because all you want to do is just bodybuild. And I was like, what else do you like to do? Like, what else do you want to do? And he was like, well, pretty much all my whole day is this. I train clients online. I train people in person. When I'm not doing that, I'm reading a book about bodybuilding. When I'm not doing that, I'm lifting. Yeah. And
he is dedicated.
Just dedicated to that one thing. Yeah. And I'm very much not that person. Yeah. Like, I'm dedicated. I'm not fully dedicated to anything, but I'm somewhat dedicated to a lot of things. Yeah. And I enjoy that. That works for me. Yeah. And that works for you, clearly.
Yeah, of course. That's it's called polymath, or it's another form of polymath. It means you can study a lot of different things throughout life, and you're very good at studying those multiple things throughout life. That's like Da Vinci was one of those, or I can't think of the other inventor's name. But yeah, a lot of people who do stuff in life, like do a lot of meaningful shit to the world, they're known as polymaths because they like, oh, I can do this, or I can do that, or I can do that. And then you backtrack like, oh, this relates to that,
Kind of like Elon Musk.
Yeah, yes. He's actually, he's just a tech genius.
He's doing electric cars.
Yeah.
He's doing tunnels under the earth.
Yes. He's
Well, under the road.
yeah, I know what you mean.
He's doing SpaceX.
Yeah.
He's going to Mars.
But
He put a freaking Tesla in space.
He does the batteries. What are those?
He does
Tesla
flamethrowers,
battery-
not a
yeah.
flamethrower.
I want one. No, I want a flamethrower, not flamethrower.
Right?
Yeah, he does submarines also. He is a tech genius.
He just does everything.
Yeah, that's like his everything technology.
Everything,
based.
technology wise, for sure.
Yeah, that's what he excels in, which is insane because a lot of people can't do that.
Yeah, and people describe him, or Joe Rogan describes him as just a normal ass dude.
Mm-hmm.
He just hangs out with them, like they just hang out.
Yeah,
he's a billionaire, a multi-billionaire,
Mhm.
100th billionaire,
yeah.
and he's just a normal ass dude. Lives in some tiny home now.
Oh my! I could not live in a tiny home.
He lives in a tiny home,
He's insane.
right in East Austin.
No, don't like that.
Yeah, in that new city he named
Mhm.
after the SpaceX, right next to the SpaceX facility.
Yeah.
Star. What do you name that city? Starbase.
Starbase.
I think he's right. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, I named a little city out there in Starbase, and he just lives there in a tiny home. Cost him $50,000.
Mm.
He gave away all his money. He's been giving away so much money because he feels like he keeps getting attacked
Yeah.
for having so much money, so he just gave it all away,
Yeah.
and he's still getting attacked.
Because they didn't
Fucking nobody's ever happy, bro.
Yeah, 'cause, he's eccentric. You know, like he does off the wall stuff. Like
Where do you think we go, society wise? Where
Oh.
where we're at right now? Where do you think this heads? Did we get better? Did we make it through this?
so you want two answers? I see with this one. The pessimistic part of me. It's like no, we're downhill in this track because society as a whole is so.
Bro, we've seen this before. This happened in the 80s.
Yeah, but it's at a different scale.
Well,
it's
it's different because in the 80s it was self-inflicted. Like people were like canceling themselves.
Mhm.
Like it was being self-inflicted. They
Mhm.
were being nicer and like harsher on themselves.
Yeah.
Now it's people doing it to other people.
Yeah, that's a slippery slope because
It's weird.
people's emotions, they sway so much about this topic or that topic, and all you need is another person to back you up on how you feel, and now you have a whole movement
Social
going
media.
on. Exactly.
That's how. That's the only reason why some of this stuff even escalates.
Yeah, 100%.
Because they find other weirdos on the line
Yeah.
that think the same way they do. Like we brought this up in the second episode of this podcast. So if you're new to the podcast, this is gonna be new to you. Brought this up in the second episode. I saw a tweet that said the only reason why guys don't like their women hairy is because we're all pedophiles.
Yeah.
And this bitch, and it had like 10,000 retweets.
Yeah.
I'm like, fucking kidding me?
It's-
Like, really?
yeah, it's
That's
because,
that's what we think?
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Or this whole well, this is a good one. I haven't talked about this on the podcast yet. So in New Zealand,
Mm-hmm.
there is a man who transitioned to a woman
Mhm.
representing the New Zealand powerlifting team in the Tokyo Olympics this year.
Mm.
And that's allowed. Yet Sha'Carri
Mm-hmm.
smoked weed
Mm-hmm.
and she can't run.
Mm. Sha'Carri. But
Sha'Carri, sorry.
It's cool.
Sha'Carri
Yeah.
smoked weed
Yeah.
and can't run in the Olympics, which I get it. It's international rules. It's a rule. She can't compete. Okay, fine. But a man
Mm-hmm.
can transition to a woman
Mm-hmm.
and compete
Mm-hmm.
in powerlifting. What?
Yeah, it's a bucket of bullshit.
What?
Yeah.
It's a whole bucket of bullshit.
Yeah. The whole weed thing is that's
Well, like that's a whole nother like conversation in its own.
yeah.
Like weed shouldn't be an issue,
Yeah.
right? But whatever, it's the rule.
Yeah.
Whatever, okay. But how are you going to allow?
That's genetic
It's a
doping.
bro,
That's just
but you're not allowed to say that. You just got us canceled.
yeah. No.
Fuck.
Exactly.
We're done.
Yeah.
We're done. That was fun. Well, it was fun, man.
Yeah.
21 deep.
And we're out. No.
But that's true though.
Yeah.
Like you're not allowed to say that there's only two sexes.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, guys. There's only two.
Yeah, according to biology and what we know as human beings, there's only two.
Yeah, there's only
sexes.
two.
There's only two. The rare case you have a hermaphrodite, but even
you have a double X or an XY.
Yeah, you can also have a double XY.
Double XY.
That's a real thing.
What is that?
It's still a man. He just has woman-like curves, and sometimes he gets gynecomastia. That's a real thing.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a whole other conversation.
Yeah. But still, they still identify as a male because of the Y chromosome.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're male or female.
Mm-hmm.
And people take that as being like transphobic, but that's not it. No one cares if you transition.
Yes.
And do whatever you want.
Yes.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
do whatever you want. I really don't care.
I didn't create you, so it's not
no, it's not. It has nothing to do with me.
Yeah, I'm not the one you have to answer to.
No, it doesn't bother me at all.
Exactly.
But you can't compete.
Yeah, exactly. When it comes to
sports,
yeah, exactly. When it comes to the world of sporting, that's different.
You can't compete.
That's different.
Sorry.
Yeah. If you compete, you have to compete in your specific thing.
A study came out this year. You can look this up. This is in what is it? Sports Science magazine. I don't know. It's one of the biggest accredited sports science something along those lines. They did a study where it was something along the lines where the difference between male and female strength is somewhere between like 45%, give or take. And even if you take
1.5,
even if you take hormone suppressors, you're still anywhere between like 25 to 30% genetically stronger than a biological female. You can't compete.
That's not.
You can't compete.
Yeah, and there's so many debate. There's so many like cases on because we're genetically designed to be the hunter gatherer.
Yeah.
We go do the hard working stuff. Our muscular build, our bones. We're genetically meant to do that. That was, our animalistic purpose.
Yeah, and it's not that there's not women who are stronger than some men.
Yeah,
but the strongest man will be stronger than the strongest woman.
The average man is stronger than the strongest woman.
Yes,
that's just how we were made. You can't change that. So when it comes to that aspect, if they want to accommodate for transgender people, they need to create a transgender division.
It's got to be something.
Yeah, because it makes the most sense because it's a new thing to the masses. It's not like a new thing to the world. It's been going on, but since it's such a popular thing now,
getting more spotlight.
Give them that opportunity to compete and not have that extra judgment on them.
Sure,
they deserve their own division.
That's fair.
There's nothing wrong with having your own division because it's a new thing. So create this for them. Still treat the same way. Have the same rules as the male and female.
Yeah.
That's the easiest way to go. Like, it's the simplest thing to do.
Yeah, because you can't be a man transitioning to a woman and competing in women's sports.
Exactly.
Dave Chappelle said it best.
Yeah.
If LeBron James woke up today, woke up this morning and said he identifies as a woman now and played in the WNBA, he's dropping 80 points a game.
Yeah, exactly. Easily. And then they're going to be like, oh, well, that's not fair, blah, 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 blah. Then they're going to get backlash because they're being transphobic.
Yeah,
which it's clearly not fair. Like, he's
by no means is anybody saying you can't transition.
Exactly.
We're just saying that it's not fair for you to compete against the opposite sex.
Exactly.
And if a woman's transitioning to be a man and competing against the men, it's not going to go very well.
You're putting yourself at a severe disadvantage.
Yeah, so what do? You compete against women, but you're transitioning to a man? So how...
you transition to a man and you try to make it some way in there. Because to be fair, if a woman transitions to a man, there's going to be that one case out of, a couple thousand that actually makes something of herself in that aspect. And they're going to hold her up like she's like some mortar, like everybody can do that. No, she was just so happened to be chosen. Her genetics chose her to be that way. She was meant to do that.
Mm-hmm.
She could dominate in both aspects. I mean, male and female.
And then if this woman doesn't win for New Zealand, then everyone's gonna be like, "See, told you," and or maybe she's just not that good.
Yeah. Maybe look at her track record, how she was doing before this
maybe she just wasn't that good. Maybe there's just no other women in New Zealand that wanted to compete in powerlifting.
So that's that when they say sports and when it comes to transgender people, they should have their own division. They're it's not a new. They're in an evolved state of the sporting game.
I guess, I mean, they're at a weird spot because if they did create their own division, there might not be enough participants at this point in time at the Olympic level. And so they're in an odd spot.
There would be, but the quality of athleticism would be diminished.
Fair. Yeah, because you would just have to fill the void.
You fill the void.
They might not be necessarily at Olympic level, but they would be for that category. Yeah. But
that's just a transition period, like you said.
True.
Like, this is still a new thing to us as a society. So the older we get, the more people are going to come out.
It'll continue to evolve just like anything else.
Exactly. The easier it happens. Just like when they start integrating multiracial people into sports. They saw, we have to change the flux, this and the third. We raised the bar because this group of people are faster or this group of people run further. It's all a part of the evolution of humans. So you put transgender people in their own division, they're going to rise to the occasion. They're going to become the level of athleticism is going to rise as time goes. It's just with everything else that we've done with sporting.
Yeah. I don't think we're done evolving.
Not at all. And
I think the next evolution will be induced by technology.
Of course.
But I don't think we're done. No, this is not our final form.
Not at all. We micro evolve. People don't believe in micro evolution. They say it's like a pseudoscience, but you can't tell me that the generations before us are smaller, or generations before them they work harder. Stuff like that. Like,
well, I mean,
humans in general.
You can tell with young girls these days.
Yes,
dude. Like,
that's also a hormonal imbalance thing. They've been playing with hormones for a long time.
Bro, there's something in the milk. There's something in the food, dude.
Yeah, they've been altering food.
Nobody looked like that when I was in high school.
Yeah, no.
It's just like, what?
Yeah. No, I went to my football team, my old high school football team game a few years ago, and the quarterback the same size as me.
Yeah.
I said that doesn't make. Why is the quarterback the same size as me?
Dude, it doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
It doesn't make any sense.
So everybody else is giant.
No, people are getting faster and stronger.
Yeah.
We're seeing it every year at the NFL Combine.
Yeah.
It feels like the 40 time is getting broken all the time.
It is.
Like, and offensive linemen are now like 5 flat is almost considered slow now for these 300-pound athletes, and it's like, what kind of bar?
Yeah.
Like, where are we?
Exactly.
Like, what are we doing?
And those are the peak of human specimens,
And then now, we got a guy breaking the 2-hour mark for marathons. We got high schoolers breaking the 10-second mark on freaking 100 meters.
Yeah. You have women that run 10.6s now like it's nothing. Like,
so fat, man. It sucks. Like, how to wrap this all back around, how we got on this whole tangent about society and where we're going. What sucks is that this is such a fascinating time to live, and we're wasting it being worried about other people.
Yes, we're wasting
it.
The minutiae. I like that word.
Yeah,
it's the simple dumbness of stuff.
Stupid.
We emphasize the unimportance of shit so much that we're missing the important part.
We're surrounded by so much fascinating things.
Yeah,
like they don't even know where blue whales go. Think about that.
I didn't know that.
Think about
migration patterns.
Yes, they don't know where the fuck they go. They lose these 5-ton animals. They lose them. What? The biggest animal in the world, you lose them?
Yeah,
they don't know where they go. I was just watching, I think it was in episode 2 of Wild Chile on Disney Plus.
I need to watch this.
Yes, you do. They don't know anything about these creatures because half the time they can't find them.
That's awesome.
We're surrounded by so many fascinating things, but everybody is so caught up in their cell phones and not using them in the right ways. We have the most powerful tool we've ever had in our hands all day long, and all people do is use the bitch. It's fascinating.
Yeah, we're missing out on the bigger picture.
We're missing out on so much.
Yeah, we're so engulfed in ourselves. It's
crazy.
Humanity.
Well, that and like engulfed with ourselves, but also engulfed in what everybody else is doing.
Not
in a positive way, though.
Yeah, that's the humanity part. We're so engulfed in humanity.
Like not in a positive way, though.
No.
Instead of being fascinated by people running 4.2s like it's nothing, or offensive linemen running 4.9s, 4.8s, and you're like, holy shit, you weigh 350 pounds and you just ran a 4.8 at the combine.
Giant.
What the hell?
Yeah, that runs faster than most humans.
Or being fascinated by the fact they can't find blue whales. We're worried about freaking whether or not there's two sexes, or if we should say Zune or Zay or Zer or
the heck is that? Don't even give me. I don't. That sounds like useless information to me.
You haven't heard of all the pronouns?
No.
Oh.
All I know is him, her, they, them thing.
Okay, yeah. So he goes even further. There's like made up ones now. Yeah. Did you see Demi Lovato recently? She came out as non-binary.
Yes.
What the fuck are we doing?
That's like, you can do what you want to do. Like,
true, do it. Yeah. But what are we doing? Though?
Exactly. Like,
but what are we doing? Like, what does that mean?
You're just categorizing yourself.
What does that mean?
It's just creating more division.
Like, what does that mean? Why?
Because people think it's cool to have a title.
Why?
I guess titles mean things in society. You know.
What do you think that covers up? Like, what do you like?
The sense of belonging, of familiarity with other people.
But you're Demi Lovato. There's got to be hundreds of people that want to be your friend.
Exactly.
Or that want to invite you to somewhere.
Yeah, but she could feel like that's fake friendship because, they'll just want me because of my name.
It is weird when you hit a certain level of fame. If you don't have true friends.
Mm-hmm.
And look, there's a lot of people. I saw somebody today that tried to use a clip from a Joe Rogan podcast from 2015 to try to burn him on Twitter today, and I was watching it, and I was like, what?
That's
this is 6
asinine.
years. This is 6 years
yes,
ago.
Yes.
6 years ago, the podcast was completely removed.
Yeah.
He took it all down. He brought some nut job on, and the dude ended up saying some racist shit, and they took the whole podcast down. You can't find it no more. It's not on the web. It is because it happens, right?
Resurfacing.
But it's been completely taken down, and it was re-brought up yesterday. And beside the point, I think one of the things that is kind of fascinating about him is he's uberly famous now, but he still has true friends. Like, he still has just normal friends.
Because he never lost his core himself.
He didn't lose that sense of reality.
Yeah, he never lost what his realness is. His oneness with himself. He never lost that.
He knows who he is.
Yeah, so he knows how to interact with society, interact in the world. But at the end of the day, he can still go back home and still be himself.
It's interesting.
Yeah, he's very grounded.
It's interesting because people get out of touch with reality.
Yeah, almost immediately. Like, you get to like a little level of fame.
It's not even that, dude. We deal with people at work that maybe make $150 a year. Out of touch with reality, and it's like, who are
raised
you?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Who do you think you are?
Yeah. Some people's kids, man.
Who do you are?
That's what I say. I'm like, some people's kids.
Yeah, like, who are you?
Yeah.
You're no one. You have an accent chair emergency.
Yeah.
TV console emergency. Like,
yeah.
And they throw the biggest fit. Like, so our store doesn't have a kids section attached to it. It's in Round Rock. And when people come, and they come in, they're like, yeah, we're looking for kids. And you tell them it's at the Round Rock store. It is literally like the end of the world for some of these people. They literally have a full-blown fucking meltdown.
Because you have to drive 10 minutes down the road.
It's literally 10 minutes. You hit the toll, it's literally 10 minutes. But it's like the worst news they heard all day. And I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, please tell me about how inconvenienced you are for 10 minutes.
Please tell me about your life.
Yes, I know.
Because it must be perfect.
No, you having a bad day?
It's got to be perfect. Because if this is the worst news you've heard all day, then I want your life.
Yeah, it's like, if this is causing an emotional response out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like one person, I think it was the other day, I think you greeted her. Where she was like, OMG, and just walked out.
What?
Like it was literally the worst news she heard all year. In the middle of a pandemic, that was the worst news she heard all year.
Yeah, oh my goodness. I immediately imagine an older woman. Cause
it was an older woman. That's, yeah. And, yeah, dude, it's crazy, man.
That's
I feel like this is all everybody talks about anymore, which is good though. Which is good because I think a lot of people are starting to realize the bullshit in all of this, And those groupings of people are beginning to cannibalize each other. Because everyone is the attacker until you fuck up.
Yep.
And then now you're being attacked.
Yep.
And then they're like, wait a fucking minute.
Yeah.
Bro, I've been riding clean for 36 years. And I slipped up once. And it wasn't even that bad.
Yep.
And now I'm being crucified?
Canceled.
I was riding with y'all the
Yep.
entire time.
The cancel culture is phenomenal.
Yeah, because they just sit there and cannibalize each other.
Yeah. I listen to...
Why do you care? Like, why do people care? Why do people care?
It's actually a psychological study. I just started listening to it, so I cannot give you the name of it. People have a chemical response to just canceling people, being negative about a subject. They have a chemical response that's almost like a sense of satisfaction. Like they like responding negatively to news or something that they hear.
You think that's like something that has recently became a thing?
Yeah.
Because of how the news is like 97% negative.
Yes.
And 3% positive, and the positive stuff is they very short.
Yeah, they brush by it.
Yeah,
it's in
real
a
quick.
little continuous stream.
Yeah,
at the
real
bottom.
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Police officer saved dog from tree. Whoop. Okay.
Yeah.
Next.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Like next. All right. 2 people died today.
Yeah.
6 cars were robbed. And it's like, bro, in a whole city of 30 million people, 6 cars got robbed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's pretty good odds.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. Like. Show me the dog.
But
how the dog in the tree? No.
Right. But people take it as like we live in this scary time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not all that scary at all.
It's not. It's just it's media. It's the news. They portray how they want to portray certain things. If they want to raise angst in society, they show a lot of negative stuff. You know, it's all programming. Don't get me on that whole conspiracy thing about how they program.
It's
people's. Even if you subconsciously hear stuff, you have a chemical response to it. So it raises that anxiety level. So you're always in a heightened state of anxiety.
We're seeing it with COVID.
Yeah. Yeah, you're constantly
seeing it right now.
We are in an incredible
literally in
state of heightened anxiety.
We're in it right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very fascinating to watch the narrative of the media change before the vaccine and after the vaccine. Before the vaccine, people who were, I guess, against COVID, I don't know if that's even like a way to describe somebody, but if they were like not as cautious or they didn't think it was as big of a deal, those people would have told you.
You mean Southerners? No.
Those people would tell you that the numbers of COVID just are very much inflated. That people were dying from a car accident, and if they tested positive for COVID, it was a COVID death.
Yep.
And so the wording pre-vaccine was people are dying from COVID, when that just wasn't fully entirely the truth, because COVID was just attacking people's comorbidities, and that was killing them. But now that the vaccine is out, the wording in those exact same articles is now people are dying with COVID. But all those anti-COVIDers or whatever you want to name them,
pre-COVID,
pre-vaccine, were trying to say this, but no, that's not true.
Yeah.
But now that the vaccine is out, and obviously the narrative is the vaccine is extremely safe, efficient, and now that people are dying with the vaccine, the wording is now people are dying with COVID, and their comorbidities are what is killing them.
Yeah, they have to skew it to benefit.
It's so
themselves.
crazy. But what's so crazy is people go they just go with it. They just go with it.
Yeah,
they don't even notice. They just go right with it. They're like, oh yeah, this makes perfect sense.
I'm trying not to flip the table about that, because I do.
For real though.
It
they just go fucking with it.
It's like, yo, you don't sit back for 1 second and just question it.
Never.
Never do.
Not once.
It blows my mind. Like, I literally want to throw something at the TV when I hear it. Or people try to talk to me about it. I'm like, you're not making sense, right?
You're not making any sense. We went to the Bob Bullock Museum last night to go see Black Widow. The show is sold out. They sold only every other row. Why?
That's stupid.
Why?
Yeah.
Masks aren't required,
Okay.
but you sold every other row.
That's hodgepodge bullshit. That's all
That's a fake sense of safety.
Exactly, that's what it is.
You're still in a room
exactly.
full of people,
Exactly.
but now we're all sitting next to each other,
Mhm.
and there's no one sitting directly in front of me or
Exactly.
directly behind me, but yet there's people to my
Yeah,
right
and
and people to my left
yeah.
who I don't know.
You think they would have
And
more
no,
sense to checkerboard
and
it?
the mask wasn't
Required.
no mask
I'm
required,
pretty sure you're not
but
disinfecting the theater every
but
time.
yet you thought that we would feel better if you skipped a row.
It's asinine. It's a false sense of security.
It's so silly.
And people fall for it.
Oh,
People go in there like, oh, they're doing following proper
Eating this
protocol.
eating this up.
Yeah. Other than you see, you're like,
No,
this is dumb.
but the thing is, last night there was maybe we'll say 50 to 75 people in there,
Mhm.
and 5 people had a mask on.
Mhm.
So there was only 5 people in there that were actually concerned enough to take that extra precaution.
Mhm.
The rest of us didn't care. So who were you appeasing?
Mhm.
Because it's not like this was prior information. I didn't make the choice to go to the theater because you had told us
Yeah.
that every other row was going to be
Mhm.
sat.
Yeah.
You didn't tell nobody.
Yeah.
It doesn't say on the website that, hey, we're only sitting every other row. It
Yeah.
doesn't say on my ticket that, hey, we're
Half
only sitting
capacity.
every other row.
Yeah.
So it wasn't something that you even advertised to make people feel safer.
Yeah, you just did it.
So who did you appease?
Yeah.
Like who was happy about this? Because nobody there was wearing a mask. So all of us were perfectly. We knew it was a sold out show. Nobody knew that every other row was only going to be sat. We were all expecting a full house. We all went willingly to a full packed show. Who we were expecting people everywhere.
That's
so
what
who?
it is.
So who did you appease?
That's what it is. So
Because it wasn't us.
No, so when they look it up, like let's say like the company looks it up, it's sold out show, sold out show, sold out show. That's who they're appeasing. It looks good that they have. Let's say we have all these movies that are sold out.
But they would have sold it out
with full capacity.
They would have sold it out full capacity.
Yeah, but
because more people would have just bought tickets.
well, I mean, there would have been the chance that they could have. So now, not only did they, so those people that could fill up that one theater, since they cut the theater in half, those people that didn't get those tickets have to go to another time, so it fills up that theater. So instead of filling up one, they can now fill up 2.
Sure.
So it looks
It looks better on paper.
yeah.
So it has nothing to do about us.
No, why would you think it has anything to do with us?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's what I'm getting at.
yeah.
That's what I'm getting at.
It's
Which is why it's so silly.
mm-hmm.
Which is why it's so crazy.
And this just literally lulls people to sleep all the time. This happens all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Humanity just lulled to sleep about stuff. Or desensitized.
Yeah, we
about
talked. So the most recent episode we put out, he's very much into conspiracy, very much into all this stuff, and he talks about Fauci's emails getting leaked,
Mm-hmm.
and how nobody cares.
They don't bat an eye.
They don't bat an eye.
Fauci's still the greatest.
Even though in there it says masks weren't effective, they did nothing. They were only if you were infected. They weren't to prevent you from getting infected. None of that. None of it didn't matter.
It slowed down the mucus transfers coming out of your mouth and something like when you sneeze or like that. But
yeah,
it's not.
so colds and stuff. There's a strong possibility that the lack of colds and flu was due to the masks, but I don't know if that. I don't know that it helped too much with COVID. Seeing that the numbers were the same in a place that were super lax and a place that was super locked down.
Yeah, that has to do with the humans. It had nothing to do with like the mask and stuff like that because it depended on how receptive the human species is to the virus. You know what I'm saying? If we're not extremely or hyper receptive to it, it's not going to work. Versus if we are, it's going to have that same effect. So the mask, like I said, it helped in the fact that it's they say COVID is transferred through mucous membrane. So you cut off 2 of the major mucous membranes in the body. It helps lower the chances of it. You know, you talk and you spray mucus out,
Sure.
blah, blah, blah. That's what it did. It helped slow it down. It wasn't like a definitive means of stopping it because somebody said it's like trying to catch a fart through a fence. Like, you're not like you. The molecules are gonna shoot straight through.
We would
that.
always make that joke. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, I can still smell your shit through
Exactly.
the mask,
Exactly.
and you're telling me that I'm not gonna get COVID just because I'm wearing this.
Exactly. Yeah, it's meant as a defense mechanism. Like, it stops, like I said, mucus
Sure.
from leaving your body.
Sure.
But if it gets in there, it's gonna get in there. The chances of you catching it versus you not catching it is still gonna be the same.
Yeah. Ooh, you just piss people off.
I mean,
Damn. It's the second time you got us canceled today.
my bad.
Damn.
These facts hurt.
So we talk about that. We talk about that too. So why is it that you can provide someone factual information and they refuse to believe it? Like I talk about this all the time. I'm like, I get annoyed as hell when people give me their opinion on a fact.
Yeah, it's like,
Bitch, I'm telling you a fact.
yeah,
Your opinion doesn't matter,
exactly.
and it's wrong if it doesn't go with
That's
the
even worse.
fact.
Yeah, if your opinion is wrong to the fact, it's still
Because it's a fact.
Yeah.
Not an opinionated statement
Exactly.
giving you a fact.
Mm.
And so it's crazy how people just hold on to, they don't want to relinquish that what they believe is
Yes.
false. So they hold on to that, even though you're presenting them the information that tells them that, hey, look, I know what you were told,
Mm-hmm.
and I know what it was believable, but here's reason why that's just not true. And you would think that a sensible human would be like, oh, okay. I'm gonna start thinking that. I'm gonna stop thinking like that.
People are.
Which is not the case
yeah,
for most people.
you run into rigid people. Their mindset is it goes in this certain way. Even if you tell them the truth about something, they're still going to oppose it because it goes against their
It goes
reality.
against their reality and
Yes.
their ideology.
Yes. So
But I'm giving you a fact.
you can. It doesn't matter at the end of the day because it goes against their reality. That's essentially what you're doing. You're trying to change their reality in some aspect.
But they're
Granted,
living
it's
in
small,
a false sense of reality.
It's still their reality. It's how they perceive the world around them.
Yeah.
So for somebody to come in there and like, that's wrong. Your reality it's wrong. Like, there people, I'm like, no, that doesn't make any sense. Why would I be wrong to myself? Like, no.
So what's an efficient way of breaking through something like that?
You have to find a way to dumb it down enough to where they are comfortable with receiving the information. Because if you make somebody comfortable with receiving the information,
They're going to accept it.
They're gonna
be
receive it a lot
more receptive
more,
of
yes.
it.
so
And I think that's what's going on. Like, we're just yelling at each other.
yeah, pretty much.
Everyone's just yelling at
Yeah,
each
people
other.
they have to have a strong opinion about something. They feel so polarized? Yeah, that's the word. They have to be so polarized about topics nowadays, and then they have to defend it to the death.
Yeah, and it sucks because all of us sensible people find ourselves in the middle,
Yeah, just looking at them like,
just looking at both of them like, oh, y'all are dumb.
yeah, y'all just literally you're the same side of the coin. If y'all just look on the other side of it, you get the whole answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just take a step back.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what they're saying.
Can't see the forest past the tree type people.
Yeah, y'all are both saying really close to the same thing.
Yeah.
Just bring it together.
Mm-hmm.
Let's break this down. Like,
People won't receive information unless you dumb it down.
But I think we're heading in the right direction. Maybe.
Yeah.
Because I think more and like we were talking about earlier with cancel culture cannibalizing itself.
Yeah.
I think more and more people are becoming receptive of this kind of stuff. Because
Yep.
I've seen people's perspectives change politically and ideology heavily through COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people who were leaned a certain way or one way or another, and then after COVID or now at this point in COVID, they're like, oh, this is all fucking bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
This is all bullshit. I got to rethink my entire. I got to rethink everything.
Yeah.
I got to rethink my entire ideology because we're being fed garbage.
Yes.
We're being fed garbage
In all forms and fashion.
in every way,
Yeah,
shape, or form.
exactly. Yeah. We didn't talk about food, but
Like
But
I'm getting hungry.
So yeah, I'm getting hungry. I stay hungry. But
for facts.
I know, right? Back to that. People, yeah, it can. We're in a moment right before a paradigm shift.
Yeah.
Either it's
I can see that.
Yeah, either so we're gonna go. This is all crap. We need to start listening to each other more.
Mm.
So all that whole bubbling up the last 8 years and everything's starting to settle down. People are starting to be more open to listen to other people, more optimistic about stuff. For one, they feel like they survived death. Major pandemic, something like having people have that sensation afterwards. Like, oh, we survived this. You know, they're more receptive to things in life because they feel like they have a second chance.
You would have thought that the ice storm would have done that to us. I talked about that too. Like, I talk about that a lot. I'm like,
I was doing donuts in the parking lot in the ice storm. I went to work every day. My overtime was stupid.
What I'm saying is, like, we've been humbled a few times this year, right? Or in the last year. We were humbled by COVID. At the very beginning of COVID, we had no idea what was going on. We had no idea what this virus was. We had no idea about it. We thought it was going to kill 10% of the population or more. Like, we had no idea what it was going to be. Yeah. And there were shortages at the grocery store. The little things we take for granted began going away. You couldn't get bottled water. You couldn't get meat. And that was the first time where you're like, oh, like, we take a lot of this for granted. Being able to go to the grocery store is something that we take for granted.
It is.
AC is something we take for granted. The heater is something we take for granted. And so we got humbled then. You know, we made it out of quarantine. We made it out of lockdown. You could start going. We started getting food back on the shelves, the whole 9 yards. All right, cool. That was the first humbling. Oh man, don't take this for granted. And still, people were like, still ungrateful. Then, the second time, the ice storm. Terrible week for a lot of people.
Yes.
There was people with newborns sleeping in their car with the heater on, trying to stay warm. My friend lost his fish that he had for 8 years. It froze. Like, that's sad.
Yeah, that sucked.
People died. We saw the grossness, the absolute grossness of politics, and the Texas not wanting to pay a premium for lended electricity from the U.S. And the U.S. wanting to charge Texas a premium to save people.
Yeah,
it's gross both ways. Whoever you want to blame, whatever you want to say, it's gross both ways.
Both, it's disgusting.
Yeah, they just give it to us. We're dying, and pay it. We're dying. Either way, one or the other. Pick one.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
but we're dying.
Exactly.
Like, the outcome is still the same. So fucking pick one, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
shows how much they really care about humanity. But anyway,
for real, it's just money.
Did you see they said rolling blackouts for summer too? It's too hot.
Bro, I'd see that.
Yeah, so I heard about that.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, we take AC, but no, so for the winter storm, we see the grossness of politics going both ways, and we see again no food on the shelves. We've been humbled drastically twice in a year, and yet still not in touch with reality.
This just shows you how.
It's just crazy.
It shows you how far we are.
Oh, we're far gone.
Yes.
Yeah, and we're trying to rope it back in.
Yeah.
And I think there's some of us just trying to rope us all back in, and it's tough.
It's tough.
It's tough. The social media is killing us.
Yeah,
it's killing us. It's a terrible form of communication.
Yes, it is.
It's
a terrible form of reality.
Oh, it's bad.
And you look at it long enough, it's not sound like conspiracy again, but it's a form of brainwashing. If you subject yourself to a certain thing for extended period of time every day, you get brainwashed.
Oh, if I scroll Twitter long enough, I question my whole moral compass.
God, but
if I scroll it long enough,
that's literally what they do. That's literally how they brainwash people.
I struggle determining what's right or wrong anymore.
People be like being swayed here, there. This comment says this.
All day long.
Arguments, yeah.
All day long. They're trying to pull you to their side or pull you to the other side.
See, I'm barely on social media like that. I get on like.
Well, now I kind of have to be, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to post and ghost.
Yeah.
And I gotta get back to it. Do better to it. But I struggle with what's right or wrong with so many things now.
Because you can see where people are coming from, and then that's a good side of the argument. Or, yeah.
And then I see the other side of it. I'm like, fuck, that's a good side of the argument too. Like, shit, okay, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, let's go get the vaccine. It's like, okay. And then today I saw a number, 18,000 people are left with like major side effects from getting the vaccine. And the vaccine companies are exempt from having to pay anything out to those people, and insurance doesn't cover it either. So there's these people who are getting the vaccine, believing that they're doing the right thing, and they probably are, and or may or may not be doing the right thing, and they're getting the vaccine because it's being pumped, it's being shoveled down our throats,
Force fed.
Commercial.
Yes.
Every other commercial.
They're trying to bribe you to do
Billboards.
it. Yeah.
All over the place. They're giving away $1 million to get the vaccine, right?
Free beer. Free shots.
Free donuts. Free French fries. And then...
Free French fries where? No.
Yeah. And then you see people getting
cerebral palsy.
But yeah, it's like balls palsy, right? Or is it cerebral palsy?
Yeah, cerebral palsy.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Appreciate you.
That's another form of palsy.
Getting that from it, or like, but that number, those people who are getting sick, significantly sick from the vaccine, not just like getting a cold from it or getting symptoms of COVID, because that's normal when you get like a flu shot or something like that. But they're getting significantly sick, significant side effects. Their insurance isn't covering it, and then the companies are exempt due to this being emergency. It was a because it's not FDA approved. Yep. It was emergency fast tracked, or whatever it's called. So the companies are exempt from anything that happens to the people who do get a bad side effect from the vaccine, which is possible. It's possible.
Yeah.
Like,
it's called test subjects.
And everybody has been one since. Yeah. And sure, the numbers of the people who didn't have a significant side effect outweigh the people with a significant side effect.
Granted, that's all.
But there's still a lot of people with significant side effects that aren't as lucky. What if you're that person?
Exactly. And then, like, I think they said like 1 out of every 400 person just dies.
And people are still dying with it.
Yeah. What was it? 400, 4,000. One of the two. It's still a significant amount of people. It's like if you take the whole population of America, that's still hundreds of thousands of just dying. That's not saying people get sick.
Yeah.
That's people who just
die.
Yes.
And people are dying from COVID with the vaccine. So what's the right or wrong thing? Is it right to just go and blindly get the vaccine because you're protecting the elderly of the community? You're protecting the people who have an autoimmune disease of the community? Or is it right to not get the vaccine because you're scared that something significant is going to happen to you by getting it, because it's something that was fast-tracked way faster than we've ever seen in history?
And that's another thing that bothered me so much about the whole vaccine thing, is just that it's like having any type of inkling of how they make vaccines and how the whole process goes. It's like, this doesn't make any sense. There's no way they should be making this that fast. There's no way.
Fast.
Yeah, there's no way.
It's also no way that COVID came from a fucking bat by somebody eating it. But
I say this: somebody made a master key to the human genome, and they let that bitch go because it can affect multiple people, multiple backgrounds.
I don't go that far conspiratorial.
It's not. It's just, I
try not to. I lose my sanity.
It's just
I lose my sanity.
Just when you look at it like this thing.
I believe that they were working in a lab. They had a facility, because it is a level 4 facility out there in Wuhan. It's a level 4
It's
facility.
so funny. I was just out there near Wuhan when I was in China. Anyways,
Yeah, it's a level 4 facility. They have very strong viruses in there.
mm-hmm.
I believe that they were working in order to find ways to prevent something like this happening, and it got out. Someone got sick.
Mm-hmm.
Someone didn't do what they were supposed to. They went home, and then poof, boom, wildfire.
Or they let it go
What,
because they're animals.
if they did that, what would they gain? What would you gain? Like, what would be the point? Like, who would do that?
The people who come with the vaccines.
Okay. Maybe.
Yeah, how do you? A major issue in the world is overpopulation. What's
so you
the
think they're
easiest
playing
way?
Thanos?
I'm just saying, playing devil's advocate.
Sure.
What's the most overpopulated place in the world at the moment? Is Asia.
Yes.
How do we get rid of a bunch of people really fast? Pandemics. How do we slow it down, grade it? You know, we could do better. Blah blah blah. How do we make a couple bucks out of this? All this jazz. Vaccines. It's like population control.
Maybe.
But
Possible.
that's just a devil advocate thing about it.
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah,
Possible, but what's the end game, though?
control.
Of?
You can control humans very easily with fear.
So, we see it. We're in a weird time in the United States because there's a lot of people screaming for more government control. Like, this goes back to what we were talking about with people just going with shit.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, they told people they were unessential. Unessential.
Yeah.
They just started declaring people unessential.
Yeah.
Liquor stores and weed stores could stay open, but small businesses had to close.
Mm-hmm.
But they made sure you could still go buy your alcohol. You could still go buy your cigarettes. You could still go buy your weed.
Mm-hmm.
But you couldn't go to Susie's Bakery.
Because the bakery wasn't selling hash brownies, so.
But it's like, it's just like, what?
Yeah, that's
California just opened back up. June 16th, I think it was. They just
I thought they were
fully
talking,
opened.
yeah, and they were talking about doing
They fully opened, no masks, no more mandates, no nothing. June 16th, they're finally back open.
they're talking about closing it back down.
Bro, we can't.
As yesterday or something like that.
We can't.
Yeah, they said it's gonna be damn near impossible.
There's no way.
Yeah,
You can't.
but yeah, that whole control thing. It's you put people in a heightened state of anxiety and fear. They more susceptible to go along with things that lower that.
Well, it's the same way they train animals.
Yeah,
They train tigers,
Yeah.
lions,
Mhm.
the same way.
yeah.
They deprive them of food and they put them in a heightened state, and that's how they get them to do what they want.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you know this or not, but we are animals. So,
Yes.
You train an animal same way you train.
Yes,
You
bro.
can train a human same way you
We were
train.
talking
an
about this
animal.
today at work too. There was a
Let's call it
there's
serendipity.
there's a version of, a subspecies of chimpanzees
Mm-hmm.
that live in the Congo, I
On the
believe.
bonobos.
Yes, the bonobos.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking dude is on top of it, bro. Holy shit!
Yeah.
On top of it. So the bonobos.
It's so funny. Jamal just talked to me about that today.
The bonobos
Mm.
fuck it out
Yeah.
about
They
everything.
make love, not war.
Everything.
Mm-hmm.
Literally any argument they have, any like anger they have, they just have sex.
Mm-hmm.
All
They
members of
literally
the
will
tribe.
send women-
Male, female,
Yeah.
female.
They send
kid,
females over,
parents,
yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They all just have sex.
Yep.
And then you watch chimpanzees who create these gangs and
Mhm.
gang up on other chimps, and when they get a hold of them, they rip them apart.
Yep.
And they do these just terrible things to each other. And you're like, you're trying to tell me we don't come from that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what? How do you watch them? They have no breeding season. They can breed year They can breed year round. They have sex all the time.
She already texted him home.
Yeah, right. She
You gonna lock me out?
Oh, they
But yeah.
are in. We have 98% genes in common,
Mm-hmm.
and you're trying to tell me that's not what happened.
Oh, yes and no.
I think so. This is my thing. I don't think they contradict each other. I don't think religion and science contradict each other.
They don't.
I just think they make this argument to say that they contradict each other.
Yes.
Because evolution doesn't say that we weren't created by God. It's not what it says.
Mhm.
It just says people came from monkeys.
Mm-hmm. Which is also wrong. Simple fact that they say pre-humans were monkeys, like pre-Neanderthals were monkeys,
Mhm.
just because their level of intelligence was closely related to what they see in chimpanzees now. Like, we have a common ancestor, so the animalistic side of us, once we deviated, I forgot there was another species that was similar to monkeys that we procreated with that gave us Homo genius or something like that. It was the Neanderthals.
Mhm.
It's not Neanderthals. I'm saying that wrong because Neanderthals technically don't exist in Africa. So that's a whole other subject. So our common ancestors, they deviated, creating monkeys, chimps and stuff like that, chimpanzees. These pre-ancestors, whatever, they made it with another form of like monkey or something like that, and it created us as humans. So yes, we're very similar, but that's because we all come from the common ancestor. It just depends on how far back you want to dig.
Sure.
So that's where that whole thing, we all come from monkeys. Technically, no, we don't come from monkeys. We come from a pre-human, and monkeys just evolved into monkeys.
Gotcha.
So
Well, yeah, I see what you're saying.
yeah, they just evolved into that. If we didn't have that the introduction to that gene and that separation at that point in time, then we would be the same thing as them. We would never evolve into this level of consciousness that we are now.
Yeah, I don't remember how long ago it was, but I remember reading something about chimps have now entered the Stone Age. Like, they believe that monkeys are in the Stone Age
Mhm.
at this point, or the equivalents to the
makes
Stone
sense.
Age,
Yeah.
where now they use tools
Mhm.
to hunt, to to gather food.
Mhm.
And you can see videos of them using rocks and using things to open up certain
Oh, yeah.
things. Like, they're starting to figure out,
They're like cavemen.
yeah, like, how far are we from, like, Planet of the Apes?
Oh,
I mean,
but just
thousands.
look at just extrapolate how far we were from the Stone Age. Like
So,
coming out from Stone Age.
so how long ago? I mean, that was, what,
I
1,000 years ago?
1,000 years, yeah.
Give or take?
So they're 1,000 years behind.
So in 1,000 years, they're gonna be. So I mean, they're not even. So in not even 1,000 years from now, I mean, we're talking about maybe 100, 200 years. We're talking about them picking up weapons.
Doubtful. Just for how fast we're evolving as Homo sapiens.
Well, I don't think we would let them.
Yeah,
But I'm just saying.
That's how fast we evolve as Homo sapiens.
But if we just let them do,
do their thing.
If we just let them do their
nature
thing.
evolve, yeah,
Yeah.
they would essentially just become us. Again. So if there was no more humans,
dude,
it'd
that
just
shit would be so trippy. Could
Yeah.
you fucking imagine?
Yeah, it'd be wild. I mean, and it would be even more crazy about it is that the Neanderthal gene wouldn't exist.
What do you mean?
Because if you just have chimpanzees, they're gonna and they evolve like we do, like intelligence wise, blah blah. That Neanderthal gene wouldn't be there because the Neanderthal gene is something is old, archaic type deal.
Mhm.
It comes from whatever we were mixed with, whatever was on the other side of the earth that didn't know about, and it came into contact with pre-humans,
Yeah,
and it created the Neanderthal.
it's so much.
Yes, I was
They
saying
just found a whole new skull of a new.
they found giant skulls.
Yeah, they just
stuff like
they just
that.
found another big skull. Yeah, of another subspecies of humans,
Mhm.
and it's just like we don't know anything.
You don't.
We know nothing.
A scientist, he said it. He said we are a species with amnesia.
Mm.
We're literally we're restarting.
Every day.
Yeah, from ancient civilizations.
Yeah.
But they were massive, like size like New York and stuff like that. They ran very efficiently for hundreds of years, stuff like, and they just were gone, and we had to restart.
Yes.
So we are thousands of years behind.
People forget that nothing's really been as successful as the United States for this long.
It's only been 200 years. 200 years. There was ancient civilization that was longer than that.
Maybe ancient,
thousands of years,
but recently.
Yeah. Give you Common Era, like after
like,
Greece,
Yeah. Like the Roman Empire didn't last as long. I don't think.
No, because they were dying for a whole bunch of different reasons. Disease and war.
Dude, what a crazy time.
It was insane.
Disease. Like, I mean, they were living to, if they were hitting 30, they were blessed.
If you still have your teeth and your genitals by the time you were,
If you could go any time period, live in a bubble, and witness anything, but you can only go to one time period, where do you go?
Mesopotamia.
What time?
Ooh, Lord, I can't remember when that was. Like 2000 AD, something like that.
For what?
Early civilization. To see what happened.
Like just way back when.
You have to see what was.
What is it specific? Like what specifically would you be after?
To see what was the change from caveman to human to modern day human beings, because it was a. So it's funny. So we were advancing at a steady rate of the chimpanzees. So let's say the world was progressing, humanity was progressing at the same rate as chimpanzees. Somewhere along the line, we deviated and we became way more advanced than we were supposed to be.
Sure.
So I want to know what that was. Because it doesn't make scientifically it doesn't make sense for us to reach this level of consciousness how we did in that amount of time.
Yeah.
We still should be at that Stone Age where chimpanzees are now. So what happened for us to deviate and go up to the... And then, because after that, we reset with the whole fall of ancient civilizations. We reset, but we still had that consciousness to where we weren't so far behind that we were back with the apes. So whatever that deviation was, I want to know what that was, because it's massive. It's literally what makes us who we are. Yeah.
That's interesting.
It's very interesting.
It's really interesting.
Yeah.
I would love ancient Egypt.
Yeah, I would too.
I want to know what the fuck happened.
Yeah. My dad went to Egypt.
I want to know if they were way more advanced and then got almost wiped out and lost it all. Or
that's what happened in Mesopotamia.
Or if aliens came, or what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. It's fascinating. I hope in my lifetime, we get at least some, even if it's very minuscule, just some evidence or some clarification on the pyramids or the Sphinx or anything. Yeah. Just something, just a little bit.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
And I think that's what I hate that much about society, the government.
I hate that we don't know,
because they know. Somebody knows.
No, I don't think so.
Somebody has to know, because
I don't think they know.
The evidence has to be there somewhere. It has to be somewhere in the history books. Like somebody had to write it down somewhere.
So I don't think so. I don't think they know, because
how would they not know? Because we were so smart, so intelligent enough we were writing down everything.
But that doesn't mean it wasn't lost. Because that time period, they were wiped out. I mean, they were humans almost went extinct, I think, 2 or 3 times throughout
modern history.
Yeah. And one of those times was during that time.
Yeah.
And we were knocked out to like 1,000 or 2,000 mating pairs.
Yeah, but even still,
could have lost all of that. I don't know. I think information is so accessible today.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really hard to keep too much under wraps. Like that was Neil deGrasse Tyson was on the podcast not too long ago.
One of my faves.
Oh, dude, he's brilliant.
Yes.
And he makes learning so much fun.
Yep, I read both of his books.
He's fantastic.
And I hate reading books.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He's fantastic. That reminds me. I didn't know this. So I was yesterday years old when I learned that included with your Amazon Prime membership, there's a lot of free audiobooks.
Oh yeah, I knew that. I get emails all the time.
I didn't know that.
Do you not check your emails?
I don't. It's not my email. It's my mom's.
Your mom gets those audiobook emails. You get free books for
she didn't tell me.
Yeah, she was like,
thanks, Mom.
Yeah, spam.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
She didn't tell me. So I found that out yesterday.
Yeah.
And I got to check. That reminds me, because I meant to check to see if one of Neil deGrasse Tyson's books was one of them. So I need to check. Thank you for reminding me.
If not, I got it. I'll let you borrow it.
Oh, you have the book?
Yeah, I read
the actual thing.
I read the book.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
No, fascinating person. And so his theory on this whole like phenomenon with UFAs, the new word for UFOs.
Yeah.
What do they call it? Unidentified. It was like something. But his thing on it is like there's 7 billion people on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Cell phones are so widely accessible.
Mm-hmm.
You're telling me that no one has clear footage of it? Like, no one?
Yeah, it always comes up spotty or small.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, I kind of get that.
Mm-hmm.
But if they are truly more advanced, they probably thought that out.
Yeah, of course. You know, like when Iron Man in his movie, he turned off all the paparazzi's cameras and stuff.
Yeah, he probably thought it out. They probably think it out.
Yeah, centralized EMP.
Because, I mean, there's just some things, like the whole, what happened in 2004 with Colonel, I think it was Colonel Diver?
Some of the guy who was following that spaceship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how it went from like 50,000 feet to 1 feet in a second, and they try to explain it and like what happened. And Neil deGrasse Tyson was like, well, I mean, they could have just been faulty machinery. Like, there's so many things. And I was like, yeah, okay, maybe. Like, I see what you're saying.
He's playing devil's advocate.
He's playing devil's advocate. And it's like, or could just be. But another thing too that has been bouncing around is could just be drones. If it was from another planet, there's probably nobody in it. It's probably drones.
Yeah,
I mean, we're already sending drones to Mars. Yeah. So if these places are more advanced than us, then they probably have way better drones. And so there's probably nothing. Yeah. There's probably nobody in it.
Which would make sense.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't send a human to another planet. We don't know what's in it.
Yeah.
Especially if they're hostile.
Absolutely. And we are. We're definitely hostile. I mean, dude, I would keep tabs on us too. We have nuclear bombs just ready to just wipe out the entire Earth at any point, at any moment. Just boop.
For no reason. Yeah, exactly.
Boom.
And we're just here. That's another frustrating thing. We're just momentarily here. Like, we're going to destroy it for everything else that's after us.
Yeah.
That's
we're just a small, like, blip.
We're a speck on the
in
world
this
itself.
whole thing.
Yeah.
That's a weird thought. Yeah. When you accept that, you're like, man, this is very minute.
We're the world's most recent form of a virus.
But they say that UFO sightings really didn't become super popular until after Hiroshima. Like after we dropped the atom bomb.
They said because once we start blowing shit up, and it was like, what's going on over there,
dude? And to me, that makes so much. That's so logical.
It does.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah,
if I was a super society on another planet, and they have like this universe task force, you know, I picture like this like galaxy police team.
Yeah, comic book stuff.
Yeah. Kind of though. But they're on to something. Like that's. I mean, that would be the next step, right? Like, if we make it to Mars, the next step would to have like there would be some kind of like transport system between Earth and Mars, and there would have to be someone who policed.
Yeah, because we now become intergalactic, so there would be
there would have to be something.
Space Force.
There'd have to be. Yeah, there has to be. Well, there already is a Space Force, which is
like a legitimate one,
which is kind of cool.
It is.
Well, even more. It could be legitimate at some point. But their main goal is to try to find a way to deflect or destroy asteroids.
Which that is another fun subject because
we have no way. We'd be fucked.
You can't.
We'd be so fucked.
There's so many. There was one of them just passed us not too long ago, 2019. It was
huge.
Yeah, it was a fourth of the distance between the Earth and the Moon. It was a my bad. It was a quarter. So the Moon is like say it's 100,000 miles away. It was 250,000 miles away. Like, and we there's
25,000.
No, yeah, 25,000. My bad. And there was nothing they could do about it. It was
No,
it
nothing.
zoomed in
We
too
just
fast.
had to hope that it didn't happen.
It was one of those oh shit like
Yeah, we just had to pray
Yeah.
like that it didn't happen.
Yeah, Space Force. You would literally have to.
And so that's I think so. Neil deGrasse Tyson talked about that
Yeah.
a couple podcasts ago when he came on the Joe Rogan show. He
Yeah.
talked about how that I think that's one of the primary forces or one of the primary goals for the Space Force task is that trying to stop or figure out a way to deflect an asteroid because at this exact moment we have nothing.
You would have to create a perimeter. You
And
would have to create a moon base that constantly viewed everything as a circle.
And it doesn't take a
circumnavigate
very
the world.
big asteroid to mess us up.
Mm-mm.
Ask the dinosaurs.
Mm-mm. Exactly.
It wasn't that big.
Exactly. You take a what is it like a let's say like a mile, not even a mile. I can't remember what they said. I was just looking at one of these topics.
I don't think it was like super big.
No,
nothing
it wasn't
crazy.
Big.
I don't even think it's the biggest one they've seen. I think we've seen
I cannot
much
remember
bigger.
how big it was. If I do, I'm gonna send it to you. I just watched this a couple days ago. Yeah, and if it comes and hits Earth, it's a wrap.
It's game over.
Yeah,
GG.
yeah. If you hit the wrong part,
That's it.
especially
That was
hit-
nice knowing all.
Yeah, hit an active fault line, hit a
Earth's gone
volcano. Yeah, it's a wrap.
I mean, there are 5 massive volcanoes on Earth, and 3 of them are in the United States. Yellowstone sits on top of a volcano that goes off roughly every 10,000 years, and if it goes off, and we're getting close to that 10,000 year mark, and close relatively, not in our lifetime, but close in the sense of like I think it's coming down to like the last like 100 to 1,000 years type shit.
Mm-hmm.
If it goes off, the whole United States is done. Bye-bye.
We're probably accelerating it, messing with stuff in the Earth.
Dude, did you see the fire of the oil? Did you see the ocean on fire the other day? You didn't see the ocean on fire the other day?
No.
I'll show you afterwards, bro.
Yeah.
The whole ocean caught on fire. It looked like a Godzilla movie. An oil line
rig blew up?
blew up.
Of course it did.
And it looked like a Godzilla movie, dude. It looked like Godzilla was underwater blowing fire.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was crazy. It looked fake.
It looked fake.
It was CGI. It looked like CGI.
Like a Michael Bay movie.
It was crazy. Exactly what it looked like. It looked like Transformers, dude.
Oh my goodness.
It's exactly what it looked like.
Oh my goodness. Nah, see that stuff like that. It's nuts. Oh, speaking of volcanoes, volcanoes. I was when I was working in Washington, I was in between Mount Rainier and Mount St. Helen.
Nah, yeah.
And those are two.
State.
Yeah, those are 2 volcanoes.
Yeah. I've been to Mount St. Helen.
Yeah, I was in between them. That was my project was in between them.
It's crazy.
Yeah, because if that was to go off,
We can't mess with nature. Nature will always win.
Always.
If we've learned anything from this virus, we're such fragile human beings.
Yeah.
We're such fragile. We get hit in the head too hard, we're done.
Yeah.
Dead. We're so fragile.
Yeah, all of our.
We get cut in the right spot, we're dead
all
in
of our
seconds.
all of our being, the most powerful part of us is located at the top of us.
Yeah.
In a semi-strong structure.
Relatively strong.
Yeah,
If we hit each other,
yes,
but if a bear hits you,
exactly, with multiple easy access orifices.
yeah. I mean, it's really crazy when you think how we have conquested and how we've outlasted and how we have
It's
taken over.
It's the mind.
Even though we're so fragile.
We're so mentally strong. Like I said, that whole consciousness thing is literally what separates us from the animal. That was our gift.
Yeah.
We developed conscious.
It would be in.
We beat the monkeys outside.
It'd be a wild. Yeah, that'd be wild.
Mm-hmm.
You just.
But you wouldn't even know it because in your reality that's normal. That'd be your thing.
It's true. We wouldn't know what could have been.
Exactly.
Or what could be.
Earth. Yeah, exactly. Earth would be just a big ass zoo.
I know, like.
It wouldn't exist.
Yeah, like the dog, for instance. Like
she would not be a thing.
She just knows her. Well, I'm saying like she just knows her own. She just knows her own reality. Like she just knows her own world. How peaceful that must be sometimes.
I mean, look at
her sleeping right now.
Stressed out.
Yeah. Not stressing the world.
I know,
She's
right?
inside. AC. She's fed.
Exactly.
She gets exercise. And look at her. She's living a great life.
Well, I'm saying without humans, dogs wouldn't exist.
That's true. That'd be sad. Actually,
we'd be a bunch of wolves.
Well,
dogs come from wolves.
I know that.
Oh, okay.
I know that, but Was that all induced
Yes.
by humans?
Yes.
Interesting.
It was a kind of a cohabitation thing because the less aggressive wolves were able to get closer to the campsites. They got fed, so they got rewarded kindness by survival.
Yeah.
So as time went by, the more aggressive wolves became less popular. More friendly wolves became integrated into society, started using them as pets, and then they start breeding them because it's like, oh, this wolf is brown. Oh, you have another brown wolf? Cool, we can make a whole brown thing of blah blah blah.
It's just it's crazy to think that even the little tiny chihuahuas came
Mhm.
from wolves.
Somebody want a small
Just little tiny
dog.
bugs
Yeah.
they just came from wolves. Like what? Like how far from wolves are they now?
Exactly.
Like,
And you got to think how fast that happened.
and they've been around for so long. Like
Exactly.
the pugs were worshipped by the Chinese at one point. Like they were a big part of that culture.
Chow dogs, all that stuff. It's just crazy how fast that evolution happened.
It's all crazy.
Because I mean, a couple of 100,000 years ago, it was just wolves.
It's all crazy,
And
man.
now you have.
It's all crazy, John. It's all fucking crazy, dude. We could do this all fucking night.
Yeah, you
Talk
can.
about silly shit all night, man.
But it makes so much sense.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
It's been great. I missed you, buddy.
I know, right?
It's good to see you.
I know.
It's good to see
We
you.
gotta do this again.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we gotta get you back in the gym. I gotta whoop your ass more.
You gotta try.
It's been too long. It's been too long.
Mm.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
I think I still beat you right now.
I don't want that bullshit. Right now? You
Not
got
right
time?
now. No, not right now. You
Yeah,
probably
see,
get
I
me right
thought.
now. I'm
I
tired.
thought I'm gonna kick you in the leg.
Don't do that. You're gonna hurt
Tree
yourself.
trunks.
Exactly. Tree trunks.
Those tree chunks. Tell everybody where they can find you, or shout out whatever you want to shout out. I don't know what
Shout
you
out to
really
my
care
mama.
about.
No,
There you go.
you got me. You can check me out on social media, Instagram. I believe my Instagram handle is JKAlways22.
He sounds remotely correct.
Yeah. You see my black beautiful head in black and white. Yeah. Facebook. I don't get on there, so unless you like my grandparents or my parents.
John Keith Jr.
Yeah, John Keith. Don't look up John Keith because that will be my father.
Yeah.
It happens all the time. He's like, I think this is your friend. I'm like, oh well, it's your friend now. And then I do have Snapchat, but I don't use Snapchat, so I don't know if you know Snapchat. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Anything else, buddy?
No, this was awesome, man. Is everything I expected?
I appreciate you.
Sure.
Thanks so much. See y'all next time, guys.
Peace.